I see dead people.
Here's Johnny.
Stop.
We have such sights to show you.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Fuck you too.
I was gonna say, you know what could help with being hungover? A copyright strike.
I was like, that's so quiet. But now it's not. Okay. just leave it going for a full minute.
Yeah, no, you'll get it. You'll understand.
I don't get it.
This is the Backrooms theme song, if you listen to the lyrics.
I know what not to turn off.
So, where's the person who posts the lyrics in the chat?
Oh, you just gotta Google it.
Well, Backrooms time!
Oh my fucking god.
We gotta get Backrooms time!
I don't want to. I don't want to get lost. Please.
Can you play the sound where it's like you logged out?
Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, it's so quiet though.
It is so quiet. I still got it. It's fine. Here we go. Here we go. Backrooms time! Alright.
Okay, I'm done.
I hit him with the Backrooms time, Huey Lewis in the news, and he brought up the hub.
I do not. It's not. Is that not the appropriate response?
It is the appropriate response. You already started by saying, like, by the way, I'm a little hungover.
yeah, true.
I was like, you know what helps
Jesus.
with that? A little Huey Lewis in the news.
Wait, okay.
Backrooms time.
Hold on. Before we even go into this, I just want to say
Backrooms time.
that homie Kane wants to make a Portal movie. And
Well,
I
mean,
want it.
his interviews about what media he would translate and want to translate. I think
perfect.
I mean, I think it would be great. I think he would be very good at it. I just think even he admitted in that interview, he was like, yeah, I don't think Valve sells their shit. You know, like I don't think Valve plays that game.
They definitely fucking don't.
Which is sad because I think if anyone would be able to communicate with them, you know, a creative liberty, it would be a young indie director who just made $100 million off of a less than 10 mil budget.
Well, even like it's just
of a liminal space for a
even
indie studio.
Well, it's like even while watching the movie, like there's like multiple little like Cake is a Lie like back rooms of.
But I mean, the Aperture Science is speckled around the async stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's what is my dude in Cube say? You know, under the guise of a headless blunder, like none of these people don't fucking know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, even Phil at the end of the movie, Mark Duplass sits down and he's like, yeah, I don't know. He's basically just like, Mary, let me level with you. I don't know.
Wait, I was also just very happy to see him in the movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You get
like,
three reaction shots of him.
Yeah.
Over the course of an hour and 40 minutes, and you know, God willing,
perfect for him.
I mean, he would be the best character to headline a TV show, which is what
Oh,
Kane,
yeah.
Kane said his dream for this program would be. It would be to do an episodic series, and I can't help but think maybe Mark Duplass' Phil character is the
God,
the guy who steps in every other episode, you know, to string things together. Maybe each episode is about a different experience, a different section, a different person falling in there. You know, let's start the conversation by I'm gonna play the first clip in the background, and I'm gonna put the volume real low because we already did this. We already watched all of this. The point, I want to have background visuals so that we can reference things while we're talking, but at the very same time, maybe we see things under a different lens now because we've watched the movie and we know what Kane was trying to do. Outright, I think the strongest stuff Kane does is the found footage sequences.
And I think that was also what was really the strongest part.
That's the intent, right? It's what he got famous for. It's what built his channel. You know, you look back at all of these clips, we go over the entire playlist. The three most, in my opinion, most influential in this entire list is Found Footage 1, Found Footage 2, and Found Footage 3. I mean, there's some other good ones also, like Reunion and Pitfalls.
Yeah, but when I think of
Motion Detected, you know, there's some good ones.
Yeah, but when I think about, because I don't know. Also, you know me as I also really like found footage, but it has to be done well.
We've talked about that too. It's just like how do we parse what makes good found footage versus bad found footage? And I think Kane knows what the fuck he's doing. The cold open of that movie with the async guy just kind of running around, like Clark later says, like a chicken with your head cut off, is fantastic. It's a fantastic cold open. I mean, the people, it's not how I would have opened the movie, to be totally honest. I think I would have rather maybe Clark or Async watch that tape like 30 minutes into the movie after Clark finds the Backrooms. Like, have him stumble in and then do a hard cut to an Async video.
But I feel like the whole initial like clip was just for the fan base.
I mean,
feel like he was
it's the opening conceit. It's the thing that gets you to sit there for the next hour and a half. Like, I get it.
I feel like it also is just something that was like, it could have been something that he was like already in the works with, you know, to do another.
Oh yeah, he was working on Found Footage 3 when he was working on the movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
if you look at the timeline, he's working on stuff on his YouTube the same time he's working on the movie, and it's fair. I think the strongest part of the movie is that mid sequence halfway through where Clark hires his two workers to come in with the camera, and he gets chased around basically a bunch of different Backrooms things we maybe haven't seen Kane
which was very fun. I hella enjoyed that as well. Because I really did. What I was really scared about was that it was going to be the entire movie was just going to be these Backrooms.
Yeah.
And
you just mean the yellow.
Yeah.
The complex.
Because even like the liminal like pools, right? It's such a different vibe than they brought to the movie.
The pool rooms, the bathrooms,
But I was also when I went to see the movie, me and Hannah watched it with a friend that just likes liminal spaces, hasn't seen anything of Kane, like at all.
I also, my second viewing was with people who had never seen anything Kane has done before. Yeah, and
it's kind of my depiction as well as like Kane does these more. How do I say this? I think I said gritty. It's like very grungy. Like it's very like not touch pristine, and then you
of course not.
You know, fall in a hole, and you're just like, oh my god.
He has to date it. He has to date it because it's what makes the media interesting to him. If everything was super clean or easy to decipher, I think we would all be able to look at it and say this is fake as hell. I think it's not just a lens, but it's our favorite word from last time, which is context. What informs our character more than the world they've grown up in, the world that they know that is subtly being influenced in how the Backrooms itself operates. And I think it's an interesting lens to put the movie in the, you know, kind of near the end of the timeline of all of these clips, because I believe even, I'm going to skip back just to the open here. It says 91. The movie takes place in 90.
Oh, yeah.
And
I keep forgetting about this.
This clip is pretty late in the timeline, too. Like,
yeah, because they jump between, what is it, like 70s?
Late 70s to late 90s. Yeah, yeah. So we're at this point where what we're watching in the movie doesn't necessarily inform what we've seen before. It doesn't necessarily go into all of the same stuff, but it doesn't not do that either. It doesn't also carve its own path. It is running parallel. It is running sidestep. Because we're not getting people there. Exactly. We're not getting people falling in. We're not getting people glitched in, you know, no clipping us, you know, to a sub level. I think the coolest thing about I found out where this is, by the way. I found out where this is.
Wait, I know this as well.
This is Houston Airport.
So
this is an interior Houston Airport.
After the movie, my friend that had not watched Kane Pixels stuff before, we came back and I showed her like the oldest view and like a few random bits and pieces of this. But then I immediately went into like action adventure twins. And like because it gives like kind of the same vibes. It's like that little bit of gritty, like liminal, like you know where you are, but you have no fucking idea.
Oh yeah.
Like, but I don't know. One thing that I really did enjoy actually about the movie that it did have the same bones, but I enjoyed because usually they don't have like people. Right, in Backrooms, or there's like a mat, and like somebody has clearly been living there. But they like never show the person. I just kind of like, because I think one of my main things is about the Backrooms is like I can't remember which video, but when they lose a guy and then they find him like later, and then he's like running through the facility with a fucking shotgun. Yeah, like it's like things like that. Like the people that are like crazy in the Backrooms. Yeah, huge fan, and I think that
it's supposed to drive you nuts.
The take that I enjoyed. Yeah, and
you know something you don't get in these videos, something you don't get in Kane's universe, something that's kind of described better in word for people who choose to write about the Backrooms instead of show you Backroom stuff, is that the carpet is supposed to be musty. It's supposed to have a smell to it. It's supposed to have a funk. The wallpaper is supposed to be equally as funky because of the mustiness of the room, because of the temperature of the space. There's supposed to be a moistness to the air. And it's supposed to feel very still, very unnatural. But at the same time, you got this harsh fluorescence beating down on you at the same time. And it's just like, if you are stuck in this space and you're forced to live here in this mustiness, in this smelliness, with this crazy light, I do think it has a kind of psychoactive effect on a person.
Oh yeah, it's also just like being in a room that's like just slightly too warm and slightly too humid is just gonna I don't know.
You uncomfy.
Yeah.
You uncomfy. And it's very subtle in the movie, because even Clark goes from like buttoned up shirt to like unbuttoned undershirt showing. And it's like, no, that's how you show someone's sweating, someone's hot, someone's perspiring, you know? Let's talk about
discomfort.
Let's talk about the life form in clip 1 a little bit for a second, because we get this wonderful what do you call this shot again? Ni hao?
Ni hao.
You call this the ni hao shot?
Yeah, actually.
So I did some research about this. We didn't talk about this last time, but I did some research about this. Kane has gone on to full transparency, just tell people, yeah, no shit, I animated the stupidest, easiest thing I could. There was something about this. There is something about this form, this shape, that isn't meant to be taken as literally as it appears. And I think that starts to become more apparent when we get to Pitfalls, when we get to found footage too. You know, when even as early as Autopsy Report, he's trying to backpedal a little bit.
Yeah.
And be like, no, it's not a wire monster. It's not some kind of glitch monster. It's a life form. It's a bacteria. It's an organism. And
that's how I've heard it consistently referenced.
That is how it's like described in like in the wiki. It's called the bacteria, the life form. You know, Marvin's friend.
It's like, I haven't heard that one actually. It's kind of funny. When the teenage girl falls in, and I think it's the one with the car.
Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah. When like she encounters like a room full of, you know, the bacteria, like that's like yeah, exactly. That's what I like. I love that.
This is when we get to annihilation level. This is fungal. This is a spore. This is organic.
Because to me, I've always like mentally, it's like data, like being corrupted. You know, like
that's fair. That's fair. Well, you know, it messes up so much other stuff. What if it messes up plant life?
Yeah. Well, and because you always see it like really like aggressively like. I'm trying to think another thing that wouldn't be like ivy, just like a growing plant that's like just slowly taking over and just like really reconstructing to like other means.
Yeah.
So it's like a ecosystem in itself. It's
I mean,
like the Backrooms is its own living thing, but it's like
contextually, this clip still says like, hey, someone, you know, the person from 97, 80, 41, 52, 63, 573 crashes their car here. Bloody handprint on the wall.
Yeah, and then I think even footprints to the left too.
Even going,
or like marks.
Yeah, on the floor. Going towards this room, and then the only thing we find is this. So it's not just necrotizing, it's not just parasitic, it's not just organically there. It is absolutely devolved from us. It is absolutely a kind of dead version of us. Like how does a dead body decompose in this system? You know, we've already seen that. It becomes this.
Which is also in retrospect why I kind of I don't know, I like the copies of people and that's making like copies of like memories and stuff.
The still lifes.
But, like, yeah, but I do wish they kind of fed a little bit more into like this, like just because it was like source material content to the scenario. But that's, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I think it leaves more of a creepy eerie than like a Resident Evil, you know, kind of
I do think he was playing around with still lifes even as early as it's not first, it's motion detected. This is the one with the weird shot.
Oh. Yeah.
I think this is a still life. I don't think this is a bacteria. I think that we're seeing a part of a person that isn't meant to exist a certain way peeking around the wall. So I think even Kane, as early as the 8th video in this playlist, knew he wanted to play around with what if we took people and messed them up a little bit. Because that's absolutely someone's legs.
Like legs or something.
And then you can see like an arm sticking out, you know. And I think something as simple as that is just like, it's a first in a line of evolution of how stuff is being transcribed in this series. The more people interact with the complex, the more people enter this space, the more it starts to adapt and take pieces of. Because I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm gonna go back. I'll start playing the older ones. I'm seeing a lot of people, I don't know, getting stuck in a headspace, in a kind of psychological meta narrative with this series, and I think that is a little bit Kane's fault as well. I mean, I'm not saying it as a bad thing, I'm saying it as a narratively confusing thing. We're seeing a lot of people who walk out of the movie and go, oh, it's a metaphor. No, it's not. It's a literal thing. This is a living, breathing space. This is not a metaphor. I think people want to make sense of it because they can't make sense of it. And people have a problem sitting with that logic. So when you hear someone like Phil sit down at the very end and load you with exposition, saying, oh, I work for a company and we used to develop MRI machines, you start to think, oh, MRI machines are meant to be taking snapshots of your body, snapshots of your brain. Just, you know, so it's taking a slice. It's taking a slice of you. What is the Backrooms doing? Taking a slice of you. It's not getting the whole picture. It's not getting everything. It's just getting a slice. Your brain is a memory card. Let's copy a little bit.
I agree with
calm down. Take a breather. Let me reiterate just to get back on track. You get through the end of the movie and Phil sits Mary down and he's like, yeah, we used to develop MRI machines. Like, I don't know if that was something we knew about async, but I think people are getting too caught up on it. I think just because they worked with, yes, I think people are getting too caught up on it because they think it makes too much sense. And I think it's a throwaway line just to say that async was a science thing all along. Like that's all I think they were trying to say is like, oh, we tested people, we tested the minds, we tested scientific barriers, but it wasn't until magnets and earthquakes and different energy sources did we get this literally on the screen.
Thing too is like, I can't remember where exactly specifically, whether it was just a Kane Pixel video that I just don't recall, but that they were just like salesmen like slapping the wall and be like, we can fit so many things in here.
It is a Kane Pixel.
Put people in here. We can put furniture in here. We can put fucking.
That's the presentation.
Yeah, but like it's like just that, like you have the basis of something, you know, and it's only informed by the initial like group or congregation that initially stumbles upon it, and it just happened to be, you know, because I also thought that it was kind of like a throwaway statement. Like I didn't think that
people who really don't know any of his stuff, people who don't and have not dipped their toe into any of this, think it is an explanation, think it is an origin.
That would make sense.
I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying that I think it's off base. I think to sum it all up as, oh, we cracked, you know, async cracked into a reality that adapts that way is saying one thing. Saying async cracked into a reality where it works like an MRI machine is another thing.
Yeah, and it just happened to be.
I think there's a correlation. I don't think there's an explanation. And that's where I'm seeing people say, "Oh, it's just one big metaphor." Like, no, no, it's not. It's really not. I mean, I
but
think
it's so understandable, though.
you can draw thematic lines.
Yeah.
You can say,
The
"Oh,
dots are easy to connect."
thematically, it works that way because that's what we're literally seeing. We're seeing Clark's mind and furniture store misadapted and mistranslated, and even aspects of himself being taken out of context and being warped. So it's tough for me to sit here and be like, oh, we're gonna be able to pick up on so much more stuff that other people aren't. But I'm seeing people who are
MRIs.
vaguely interested in or had no interest in backroom stuff walking into this movie and walking out having loved it and having no realm or inkling of explanation behind it, just kind of clutching straws.
Yeah.
And trying to make as much sense of it as they can. And that's where I want to be like, no, everyone. Watch these 3 videos that Glitch and I put on YouTube
I very much agree.
and go through this series with us and try to make more sense of it yourself.
Because that's almost, like I said, like why I felt like after my friend saw it and was just like, I just like liminal things. I think it's really, like, it's fun, it's cool, like, it's very nostalgic as well. But then you, like, try to connect something else to it that you don't know the origins, and it's hard to do that with anything, to like book adaptations, whatever the sort. You kind of just have to know some of the source material. Like, I don't know. I've also run into a good handful of people that were like, that movie was fucking shit. And I was like, no, you don't get it. I was like, even the first 5 minutes, I was just like seeing it, and I'm like seeing.
Yeah, I mean, outright,
Kane
it's
Pixels.
not for everyone.
Yeah, but it's like, if you know the source material and you're trying to go into the movie knowing what made it famous, and this is like I said, an overall arching like statement, because I feel like a lot of movies are like this, like people that are just like, I've never watched One Piece, but I really like that live action movie. I'm like,
that's
wrong.
Fair.
But
no,
like,
I wouldn't want to say wrong.
Context.
I wouldn't want to say wrong. I would
Yeah,
say I would
right,
want to say if then.
Yeah, but
think-
it's like it's more of like encouraging to like be like, okay, well, if you like that, you should really watch the original content, because that's where
this is where
the
you're
peak of a lot of
gonna be
things.
filled in a lot.
You'll be like, oh fuck, like
This is
making
another
connections
one
later
where
on.
we see this clip come up in the Backrooms later too during the credits of the movie, or near the end when Mary, after Mary's talk with Phil right before the credits roll, we see new missing poster signs with the 2 kids who worked for Clark. And I never put this together that Nicholas Bolton here is this guy.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
It is. It's the same
also never
eyes,
made that
nose,
connection.
mouth. When we see the body later, it's the same hoodie,
Oh, I see.
same hairline.
Wait, click on it real quick. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Even the highlights in the hair, stuff like that.
Didn't put that together the first time.
No,
So it's just like,
I never. Yeah.
we're
even
constantly
this.
still finding the layers for certain things here, but even this timeline, 90s is where the movie takes place. There's a big spike, and Clark and Mary are a part of this.
Yeah, in that group.
I think the most interesting thing is that you tap the surface with the movie. And
Like really, truly tap the surface.
you tap the surface, you contextualize it for a kind of layman audience, you put it in a certain perspective to say, oh, this can happen to anyone, anyone can find this. It's essentially the first clip done over again, spread out. Maybe even a better representation of the second clip,
Yeah, I agree.
the second found footage. Someone who just kind of tests too
Stumbles
far,
upon.
goes too far, hits something they weren't supposed to. You know?
I mean, he's just mapping out.
Yeah,
like, trying to see
even
how
parts of
far
the
he can
third
go.
one, you know, if we're not talking about Async's literal job here, and we're just kind of talking about how, you know, the primal fear of this can happen to anyone. I think Clark is a weird example to go with, but I think narratively it's an interesting one, because furniture store owner, I mean, what's more apt than a place that's bad at translating people but great at translating furniture and spaces and how we operate ourselves in those spaces. I mean, a furniture store is that conceit. So, I mean, it's fine. And then you get all neural, you get all psychological by having a therapist involved with it.
I was just going to say, I think the more crazy lead up is that they sit you down in that fucking, like, room for such a long period of time. And it's not like
some of those
too long or,
conversations
like,
are pretty
too much.
interesting, though.
Yeah. But it adds to kind of what I was saying initially, too. I have been wanting, like, Backrooms, but from, I don't want to say like from the side, but like more depicting more of like people that are getting fucking actually lost and like going crazy in the fucking back
Well,
rooms.
that's what I wanted the movie to do, and the movie kind of doesn't do that in an interesting way. I was having this conversation with someone. I was having this conversation after my second time seeing the movie, and I was like, isn't it funny that the movie kind of skips the second act a little bit?
Well, I almost feel
we
like
hit that found footage sequence, and then we do a massive time jump to Mary finding her way in there. Like, it could have been weeks, it could have been months that Clark was gone. We don't see what happens. We don't see how he exists in this space. We just shift
did
perspectives.
Want more of. Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. It's such an interesting thing that's what we expect the movie to do. We're sitting here expecting it to show us
not to
how Clark goes mad, you know?
Yeah, but it's also like not to give shit to like A24 as well, but I feel like they genuinely also they try to do the Stephen King thing, right? Like more talking about everybody in the town of like a swoopy thing happening. You are
right.
Like,
yeah, they do.
They always do this, and it's something that I also like kind of. It's kind of why I also am 50-50 on Blumhouse movies as well. But it's A24 has gotten a lot better with it. I just feel like sometimes they try so hard to get that character connection, and then sometimes they just don't follow through with what they're leading towards. And then you just miss content, and then it just jumps to the end, and they're like, well, it was mental health the whole time. I'm just like, stop.
Shut up.
But like,
shut up, nerd.
I want the creepy action. I want the things. I don't want to like be like, okay, this is an irrelevant conversation, but like even watching the beginning of the fucking Mummy movie, I was just like annoyed because I'm like, God damn it, Blumhouse, shut the fuck up about these people. Nobody fucking cares. You're not even like leading anywhere with it. If you were like leading somewhere, yeah, like it just that. I just feel like a lot of horror movies do that a lot too, as well as like general slasher movies. They try to get you connected to the person, and then they die off 5 minutes.
This is
like,
the clip, by the way. It's informational video. This guy just heard the party going on upstairs, walks over here, and then glitches. Which is another thing the movie doesn't do. It doesn't get into temporal or time displacement. And I was waiting. I was waiting, dude.
I was waiting for him to be like super old at the end or something.
Yeah, I was waiting for two different things to happen. I was waiting for the door. I was waiting for Mary to run for it to try going back to the door, only to find that it's closed.
Yeah.
Because how often do these things, you know, disappear?
Shift and,
yeah. And we don't see the space shift in real time.
Yeah.
We see it grow. We see it take different forms. We don't see it happen in real time. And another thing we don't see is temporal or space-time displacement.
Okay.
Kane is really good at showing these little moments where time has been affected in this series. Like we get to found footage 3 and fucking dude has a beard by the end.
Yeah.
You know, like he can be really subtle about it. He doesn't have to be as in your face with it. But we don't even get that in the movie too.
The one part that I did notice in the movie is, I can't remember exactly the moment. It was like half, maybe 3/4 of the way through, but they were going through the main entrance, and that like, I think it's when Homegirl first entered, and that big stack pile of like furniture and stuff just wasn't there. It was in the next room against the other door that was connected to the wire.
I think that's supposed to imply that Clark knows that that's where async is coming from.
My thought was
he moved it all to push their, you know.
Okay, because my thought was also like that. Is it him or is it Pirate Clark?
Captain.
Yeah,
Captain Clark.
The captain.
We'll get to Captain Clark. I don't want to bite off too much in the first half of this video.
Conversation.
No, it is an entire conversation that I'm looking to have. I think this is interesting in context. Who's, you know, we're looking at what is his name, Peter Tench, getting lost on his own here. He stumbles into a different era of Backroom here. Different wallpaper, different floor, different stuff being copied.
And even though, like, this is really where I think I enjoy the Backrooms. Have you ever been to Omega Mart? Right? Oh,
yes, I have.
I don't even know why I asked.
I loved it.
You spent like 3 days straight up there.
I spent one entire day in there.
No, you spent 3 years.
3 years
like,
in Omega Mart. Meow will fire me.
But it's like that. That is what I like. I want.
Oh, the world building.
I'm glad of one thing in the movie, that it didn't just do cliche Backrooms. Like,
oh sure.
Even
you thought it was going to all be yellow hallways?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was kind of scared about. So I'm glad that they even hinted at.
I think the yellow hallways is meant to be interpreted as default setting.
Yes, I agree, but they still reached other things within the immediate background. Even just like the first like few rooms that you first encounter, like is like he's already like in a room. He's not like in the labyrinth of the walls. You know, like I thought that was going to take a lot more precedent. But I'm very happy that they didn't just like close it off to one thing. Because even like,
I mean, it touches on another thing I really like about the movie that the series doesn't do. It is, I think the series here, what we're watching is meant to be, you know, it is meant to be snapshots. It is meant to be backlog.
Snippets.
It is meant to be analytical. Movies can't be this analytical. People would tune out. People would tune out way too fast. If we did I think the best example is probably Found Footage 3. Not just because it's the longest one that he's done, but it's one of the most narratively driven ones.
I agree.
That's the closest I would say this series gets at doing the good thing. The movie, as a function, has to be the narrative-driven character story. We have to get a compelling narrative to find a reason to go in there in the first place. I don't think it's a funny conversation to have in hindsight. I don't think either Clark or Mary are very likable people.
No.
And I think that that's interesting to make the entire movie about people I can't necessarily relate to, or I can't see too much of a drive from. Like, we see trauma We see trauma in all different sets and scales.
Yeah, but it's
you
how
know?
they're reacting.
Yeah, there's a lot of
large amount of
weird
given trauma.
There's a lot of weird little character nuances in the movie that it does. I don't want to say it takes me out of it, but it makes me go, do people really work that way? Like, do people really talk like that? Like, there's a couple like writing things where I'm like, I don't know if that would be done or said that way. I don't know if someone would aggress that much.
No, I agree with this. I also felt the same way, honestly.
But I'm not going to say it's not well acted, though. I think it comes down to how much.
I do agree with this.
Here's the interesting question.
There was a lot of good acting, and
how much do you think character stuff is sitting on the cutting room floor?
Oh, I also thought this at the end, but this is where I'm also torn between. Is this just horror movie Stephen King character writing, and they're just going?
I love that you
do you see
keep
what I'm saying?
using that because it's true.
Because it's such a specific, it's such
true.
a specific like horror, like what fucking God, why can't I think of the movie? Just the fucking generic werewolf movie. I want to say Silver or something. It's just all about the town. You know, like you really don't even see much of the werewolf. It's just the people in the town and how they're reacting to this event. And a lot of this specifically, I wouldn't say this, a lot of recent horror movies just try really like way too hard to do this character development that doesn't pay off. Like
it's the silver bullet, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, what the fuck was it? It's just very, very much that. And I think it's something that us as people need to like kind of step away from in horror movies. Because if you're gonna make a character that's likable, like do it, you know, like. But it's just like I feel like a lot of times they're just creating big booms, big explosion of character events, but don't really know how to.
And like, I agree. Follow me on this. This was probably one of my bigger narrative notes.
Okay.
Wouldn't the movie had been more interesting if it was one of Clark's workers getting lost first, and then he goes looking for the person? Wouldn't that have narratively fit a movie a little bit better? Cold open with just a random kid running around in there. Kid gets killed. Clark, puts up a for hire sign. These two people come in. They're like, what happened to our buddy? He's like, I don't fucking know. He came into work one day, never left, disappeared. Give us more of a drive. Give us more of the people side to care about a little bit more, because it's hard for me to think surface level psychosis Clark would be. I think they try to put it under the umbrella of like, oh, well, he's a failed architect. Of course, a failed architect would be interested in how space management happens in a liminal space. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know.
Dive into it as much as they should.
I don't know. He also seems really stressed out about his job. So would he really be fucking around in a liminal space that much?
Well, it's like, and the only time that they
his
even like
marriage falling apart,
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, shot in the dark. This is what I expected to initially happen. That he was obviously he was living in the fucking furniture house, but I thought he was going to like find it from. I guess the exact way that he found the door. I liked the lead up. I liked the random little switches. I liked the lights flickering.
Yeah, the switches were good. The lights were good.
But I think
it still could have had a little bit more.
Yeah, I just think the little shine of like light was like kind of cool, but I just feel like that could have been done better. I just feel like if he was like in a dark room and then like heard like a fucking like sound from the other side of the wall or something,
I think it would have been funnier, and here's where I'll meet you halfway. I didn't like the light peering through the wall. I think it was a visual thing that they were like, we have to make sense of this. Where I'm like, no. Have him down there. have him drunk, have him mad about the lights,
Or
have him throw a
touching a
bottle at the wall, and it
Yeah.
goes through the wall.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I kind of figured that it would be a literal stumble upon situation.
Because everything
Like-
we've seen thus far is a stumble
Always
upon.
that,
If it's
yeah.
not async, building a literal fucking portal, it's always been a stumble upon. So
I think
a no clip, you know?
The only other addition onto this was there was like a few weird moments, like when he first left and then just walked back in and grabbed a stool and then just
Well, he
walked back out
wanted
and
proof.
sat down.
Yeah.
But like that's cool. But I just feel like, again, like he's a fucking architect. I really did expect more him like analyzing the wall, like doing measurements.
Yeah.
And just everything was very rough and like calloused.
The
And I'm
more
just like,
interesting
if you're
things to
gonna-
me would be the character
Yeah.
beats of how he actually experiences this place.
Yeah.
We get a moment of him kind of being soft hunted by his own, you know, visage, but we're not seeing the parts of him that actually do sit back and write out that map that he brings to Mary's.
Well, I just wanted him even like spend like just a few minutes of him like obsessing over the
A movie
room and,
like this
starting
really
to write.
needed a montage.
Yeah.
It
Oh, I
really
just- I
needed a
just want
montage
more-
with some creepy music and him just standing in a bunch of random
Yes.
places.
Yes.
like,
Yes.
Just
That's what I'm talking
even
about.
little
Even
like,
just for a second.
which is funny because even for something like presentations, we get a montage. For home,
Yeah.
we get a montage.
Montage.
You know,
because
like,
there's all of these videos, right? They always have like even if we're not even talking about this, I'm talking about like the whatever this. There's always just like a little clip of something, and that's all we need. Even the 97804, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the information you
Yep.
need in the shot. When I just want, if you're gonna talk about him being an architect, I want him to be interested and intrigued. Like, it's like if you build a D&D character and your main trait is that you're an architect, but you're just bitching about your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only time that they brought up the
he
architect
gets the
was when they
character
were having a
homework,
weird
but he
argument.
misses the actual background homework. Yeah.
And I just wanted just like a moment or two that even if when
I mean,
like they're feeding the
so I
guy
did
with the
see it-
camera down the
Yeah.
like the
I did
the
see it 2
angled
times,
path.
and I did pick up on whenever Clark is sitting down and sketching and pretending
Mm-hmm.
to be working, he is drawing like buildings and rooms.
Yeah,
But that's all you get.
I think it's more what I really wanted is like just one or two comments somewhere throughout the movie, just being like he's amazed with the rooms, but he doesn't really talk about it architecturally wise. Like
Right.
he's just like it just goes on forever. There's just so
Yeah.
many rooms, like not just
And
like
I blame
this
that on
doesn't
the
make
audience.
sense.
I blame that on the audience
Touche.
a little bit. I think you have to find a way to phrase, because that's my favorite thing about the movie, arguably, is the how do you draw a dog?
Yeah, I loved that.
How do you
actually.
explain a dog to someone who's never seen a dog and then ask them to draw it? Like, that's my favorite thing, and they say it twice because they want to make a point that that's
Yeah.
what this experience is.
But that's exactly what
But
I'm
then you
saying.
have someone sit there and try to explain it to someone, and it's not great.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, no, even
But they're
I
getting-
don't think they're doing a good job of trying to translate this to the audience, you know,
Yeah, I
unfortunately.
agree.
It's different.
I just yeah. Now that I'm talking about it like this in this context in this light as well, I do agree. I just wish because I think initially approaching the movie, I kind of didn't expect the bar was not high. I mentally was like, I want to like this, so I'm gonna kind of like mentally just nudge aside some like minor flaws. But I like the liminality of it, you know, like everything was, I feel like, done pretty well. I'm visually seeing new areas like that I enjoy, but there are subtle things really just in the story writing that I wish that they just took a little bit more time with.
Which time is another good conversation.
Yeah.
I think this movie could have been 30 to 40 minutes longer, and I would have
Yeah.
happily sat for it. And I think
Same.
it really could have. I think it did a good job of pacing itself, but I think even by the time it ends, one of the more derogatory things I'm hearing is that it ends just when people expect it to kind of hit the third act. It's like, no, that was the third act.
But,
I think the problem with the movie is that we don't have a second act. We go right from
we
first
really do
act
just
to
jump.
climax to third act resolve, and there is no traditional third act where we get the monologue or the exposition. You know, we get a conversation.
Well, I even almost expected not even properly like a third act, but like you said, like 20 minutes more, and I would have really
Minimally.
liked an
Hit the 2-hour
outro
mark.
of another camera moment, right?
Okay.
Even if it was like
Have
the
Async
fucking-
go back in with Mary and lose her.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but you have options. You could have done that. You could have done like the guy that initially had the camera that got pulled away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
just
he did.
somebody else has the camera.
His body
But you
is
know what
on
I'm
the
saying?
ground in a
but I'm
later
saying, like,
scene.
But
I
that
hear ya.
camera is
There.
out there. Yeah.
I
I'm
hear
just
you.
saying, even if like Async
Well, the
found
technology
the
is there.
camera,
Yeah.
you know, just
And
something
they did.
like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that could have been a
I want to
better
apologize.
ending.
When we were recording this in the first episode, I had told you that I'm pretty sure the red neighborhoods were showing up in the movie. They didn't.
No. Well, they did to an extent.
It wasn't the lighting.
No.
It didn't have
And
the
that's-
lighting, but a neighborhood did show
like the
up, but it
neighborhood,
didn't have
yeah.
the lighting. I do think
But
that
it's still
that's
a
what they were
semblance of what it
filming.
was.
I do think they
Yeah.
were filming that scene in that place. But we didn't get this. There's a lot of places in these clips, which is why I like that we're going back through these. There's a lot of places in these clips that I wanted to see that we don't.
Same. But this is another thing too, because I knew prior to watching the movie, right, that he's going to make more content. Basically,
I fucking hope so. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
He's
there's
flat out said, like,
he's-
what, I have
yeah.
70 pages more of
Correct.
material that I could put down and
I
lore
think
that he's
that's-
trying not to bog down people with.
And that's what I think I'm kind of not giving too harsh of a comment on the narrative, because if that's the first movie or the first piece of media for it,
It's touching your toe to the water. Yeah.
exactly, and it hits a little bit more on the things that I didn't.
Are we doing the
expect it to reach
iceberg?
to.
Is this the iceberg right now?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that was literally like tier 1, and you get hints of like the liminal pool room and other like minor things.
Yeah.
But again, like, we just don't go. We
really
go
don't
super
go in.
fucking deep.
We really
Yeah.
don't go in at all. It's all very
And-
surface level stuff.
And even if we're going from like 4chan content, you know, like from the original, like, I won't say original, but like the vast amount of content in quote
That's
unquote
true. Yeah,
Backrooms,
the original 4chan.
like, there's going to be a moment that somebody opens a door and it's going to be fucking Windows fucking background, you know, just big blue sky, infinite fucking grass, like the mirror world with like
Yeah.
a house or two or something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's
I would
the-
like to some point see
that's
that.
the dream
and
core
stuff
shit.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would love to see more into that direction. But I obviously don't expect them to do that first episode or first like source media content that they've properly made to the open
I
public.
want to know. I think let's give him let's have the theatrical run its course. And then let's have him. I know he already announced that he's working on something else, but I want to hear in advance what he's doing. Is he doing a show? Is he doing a movie? Is he doing more YouTube stuff? I want to hear. I want him to be more transparent. I don't need it to be some fucking cinematic universe fucking
Yeah, but if
timeline,
you-
but I
if
want
he's like-
I want information.
Well, if he was like right now, like, I'm gonna stop doing YouTube and I'm gonna make a show, or I'm gonna make another series.
Or I'm working
on
with
YouTube.
A24 and Paramount to do a short
Yes.
series, you know.
Yeah, I agree with this.
So here's another thing I wanted to talk about. That's not a person. So this is our second time seeing
But
life form.
This is also exactly what I'm saying, though. Like, this is what we were talking about with initially, like, just a second back, right? You see, like, the mat on the floor, like a backpack.
Yeah, the lived in.
Like, so it's like, like, is this bacteria person, like, the real thing is, like, they like, never fucking show actual people really in the original series. Like,
No,
these
they don't.
clips.
And that's the movie's job.
Which I liked that they took that spread.
They made that jump
away from it. Yeah,
they made that jump for the movie because they knew showing people stuff like this or stuff like Found Footage 3 wasn't gonna do anyone any good, because it's more stuff we already have. It's more stuff that's already being asked by questions for people who are already in the niche, already in the corner, trying to talk about it online, already in fucking Kane's Discord. Like, this is where I think it gets interesting, because this is our second of 3 times that we see the life form. And
you say but how many?
Yeah, right.
Different.
I wanted to talk about Captain Clark when we got to Pitfalls, because I think there's something interesting to be said about specifically the way this life form communicates and the way Captain Clark looks. Because I think there's a bridge here somewhere. I think if a life form, bacteria, whatever, is a attempt at combining a deceased person with the fungal effects of the mustiness of the Backrooms in general, and we get this, then what does that make Captain Clark? Because we look at Captain Clark's size, the way he moves, the way he acts, the way his limbs look. Does he not look like a life form with skin?
Yeah. Yes.
Even in that first clip in the cold open, we see a head come out of a doorway and kind of hit the ceiling first. And in that moment, my buddy turns to me and he goes, "Oh, we got a squiggly one." And I just smiled, because I was like,
yeah, waiting for the follow-up scene.
I don't think, and that's where I'm going back and I'm looking at Kane's stuff now, and I'm saying, okay, here's a 15, 16-year-old kid on a budget. And then we have a life form sitting there screaming, fucking T-posing towards the person in the video. But then we get a full budget movie and we get Captain Clark. So I think this is a marriage of ideas.
I don't disagree. I think what I really separate from these videos compared to the movie is the bacteria is like this, like, okay, so this is about forgotten people, right? Bacterias are about
people
long
who've
lost.
been here and have been consumed.
Correct. Well, the new movie is more remembering the memory, copying copies of copies.
Which we will talk about when we get to Found Footage 3. We will talk about still lifes, because this is like one of the first times we see still lifes.
So my connection with this as well is actually, before we genuinely talk about just Clark as Captain Clark as an entity, how do you feel about the translation of these copied people as well?
Yeah, the still lifes.
Because I feel like that's a whole nother conversation.
It is a whole nother conversation.
Homie, obviously everything here is spoilers, but fucking homie just like, and you can eat them too.
Yeah.
It's like shit like that I'm like, that is the only thing I think that really stood out in the movie that I was like, interesting.
That's why I'm a little upset that we're missing we're missing Clark going nuts a little bit, because that's what I needed to draw the line of, well, what was his first interaction with Captain Clark even like? Well, what was his first interaction with a still life even
with
like?
Anybody?
We have him being scared of all of these things. Exactly.
Like,
I want to see 1 + 1 = 2, and instead we're just being told what 3 is.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with this.
And it's just
but
like...
I do have to say that is like a problem that I do see with just like horror movies lately. They just miss a step somewhere, and it just feels weird.
Well, I hate to chalk it up to something as simple as shock value, but I can't help but think that that's the reason.
Like a short montage of him. Like,
well, I'm saying that as someone who wants to narratively draw lines. Who knows if that was even a fucking conversation in the production room, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, if that was even a viable thought.
Who knows? I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I would love for us, when this comes out, to not like record us talking about it, but maybe we just watch Kane's commentary track together.
Yeah.
And just listen to what he has to say, just for you and me, just to be like, all right, are we on the right path? Are we actually getting the right part? I mean, Beck never shows up in the movie. Yeah. That fucking guy.
Well, I always like connected this to like Exorcist, right? Like Exorcist is like, they're like, oh yeah, like, and the clock was like this time, and I bet you really like, you know, put semblance on there. He's like, nah, dude, just the clock was fucking that way, and I thought it looked cool. You know, like,
I will say the music here. This is the song that's used in the trailer when Mary's running through that small space after getting away from Clark. I will say the music in the movie, fantastic.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah.
He finds a way to bring in my favorite sound effects, my favorite clips, the things that have invaded my subconscious a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna skip the car one because we already know what's going on there.
Even like them like having like a small 5 fucking second montage of the wall going up. That's what I think is just missing from the movie. They need like just a little, like, we've been obviously saying this a few times, but I just feel like there really did need to be like a moment in the beginning that he's like assessing his like architectural interests in the Backrooms more than his random obsession and like displacement of his own problems and just focusing on the Backrooms.
Yeah, I mean, what a human conversation to be like, fuck all my life's problems. Yeah. I'm gonna go live in the fucking subterranean realm. Yeah. And I'm gonna eat Joe here with 6 eyes.
But that's exactly like I wanted him to like when he was first in the Christmas tree room.
Yes.
When he first encounters fucking wheelchair light guy.
Archibald. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if they just extended that for like a minute and then like had him like dragging away one of the bodies or something.
Yeah, I mean,
that would have even mentally
redhead runs at him, you know?
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even if they mentally like did that and then showed him like fucking like at a distance, like not directly, but just like kind of hovering above the body and being like, and then like
being perplexed that he's taken one of them apart.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like just taking a handful of something and then like cutting out as he's like reaching his head down or something. You know, like
what if he gets it down, continues to stab it, continues to stab it, and it just gets up and walks away.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just need
you
one
wanted
little
something
thing
like that.
Yeah, I just wanted one little like yeah.
And again, I'm gonna blame it on shock value. I think the point of that specific scene was to jump scare us. I think the point of the point of having the conversation when Mary is there to make Clark look more unhinged. If we see more of Clark experiencing this stuff, then we as the audience are experiencing it along with him, and it takes away some of the mystique of it being provided as shock value later when we're from the perspective of Mary just being forced to understand this at the time that she's understanding it. But I agree with you. I think that's seeing how, you know, writing 101 cause and effect works. I can't help but sit here and be like, yeah, but his series on YouTube does the opposite.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like gripe on like
I don't think
the comparison of the two, but I just think even at the end, his like insanity level was like maybe 6 out of 10, maybe a 7. I feel like if they did like exactly what you're just saying, even like him just stabbing a fucking
that's the sad part about that
like 20
scene
minutes,
is that he goes from like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 back down to a 6 before he dies.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it just feels weird. I feel like if they had like a one crazy like visual moment for him, dream, it would have, it would have just like, well, because it would have brought it up, and then when he's like calm at the end, he's just like accepted his fate.
Oh, 100%. He like, says, okay, I don't have to change.
Like if they just did during the peak,
he's finally content,
going crazy, like stabbing the fuck out of a homegirl or something, you know, like I feel like that would have been like a well, I'm just saying like just one little moment of just like showing his like peak insanity.
Well, that's where I'm like, how did the other girl die?
Yeah.
How did his worker die?
Yeah,
we see her head in the fridge.
Exactly.
Was that Captain Clark's fault? Or was that his fault?
That's what I'm saying though. There was like too many, I don't want to say too many things, but like there was a lot of jumps.
Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier, and I totally lost the thread. The movie does a very good job. Man, I was thinking this all the way back when clip 1 was playing. The movie does a good job of asking questions and not giving answers.
Yeah, but I kind of fucking hate that sometimes.
Anything for the YouTube finds a way
like,
to try to give you answers. Isn't
like,
that interesting?
Done well, but it's like exactly that. Like when you just see Homegirl's head, I'm like, bro, again, like give me
what was the line there? Yeah.
A 10-second montage of just like after they're like in the waterworks, you know, after they're running. If it's just like while he's running, he like looks up and you just see like a fucking captain's arm or something like reach out and grab her or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just something to get some sort of clarification.
Yeah, I mean, because
like, did he do it? Was it Captain? Was it one of these fucking other things?
We're shown a picture to, you know, there's a narrative shift, right? I think half of the movie is Clark's and half of the movie is Mary's. And when Clark gets lost and his found footage ends, we are no longer telling Clark's story anymore. That is when we get Mary's trauma, Mary's backstory, and Mary's perspective all in one go. So this is a narrative function. It is meant to say, well, Clark was the main character, but you're not going to be able to relate to him anymore because he's gone down a path we're no longer watching. Now we have to shift veins to the other narrative because this is now the path we're going down, which narratively simplifies it for an audience. What you're asking for is for the two to link up, for the two to make sense mutually. And
because this is almost where I got,
and I agree,
a little bit displaced as well, because I feel like they were trying to give her like, I was expecting them to be like, no, she's accidentally went into the Backrooms once as a child, like, but they just kind of were just like, her mom's crazy,
agoraphobic, schizophrenic, something going on there. Yeah.
But it's just like I expected.
Well, it shows why she wanted to become a therapist, psychologist.
Yeah, but I felt like a little bit like I was lost there. Like I did while watching the movie be like, expect there to be some sort of like further connection instead of just like, again, what I've been saying, it's just trauma, like laying down the trauma tracks, and you're just like, okay, where are we going? Choo choo, let's go.
Frankly, I agree, but I think the only reason it is is to prove Clark's point that the space remembers, because what does the movie end on but her house as a kid being destroyed, being left there in dust, in rubble, with the same sign that says it's going to be replaced by an apartment unit, all the way down to the same shopping center that is right next to Clark's furniture store, all the way down to Clark's furniture store, all the way down to her sitting in a not
random chair,
sitting in a not quite exact copy of the async office above the surface. And the movie ends on that. So what are, why are we being shown these things? And frankly, I think it comes down to my favorite shot in the movie, which is when they show us that room and then it does the thing from the trailer where it just slowly starts to descend the levels.
Down through the level.
Yeah. And show you how the transcription process can be misaligned, misinterpreted. I think that's my favorite shot in the movie, because it's not only in the trailer, but it's a very easy visual storytelling point to just show you how this might have happened. And I think
it shows the dog, concept.
It shows you without having to say anything. Visual storytelling is the best kind of storytelling in my opinion. So it's like, if we're shown this and we're accepting it at face value, and we're ending the movie on this kind of confusing shot of a still life of her, what are we left to assume? And I can't help but think, well, the longer you're here,
like the easier,
the more of you it takes,
or the just generally like the easier it can replicate you.
Yes, I think the two are relatively the same concepts. It's either taking more or taking it easier. If there's a handoff, if entering the Backrooms is a cerebral handshake, I think the longer you spend time here, unobscured, I think there's something to be said about why Async wears hazmat suits. And why they don't just send their people in there freeballing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think there's a scientific thing going on there that has not been said literally. But I think
that makes sense. I never even thought about that.
But I think biologically,
science.
I think biologically, the handshake process of no clipping, I think that's where it takes a little bit of you.
No, that makes sense. I didn't even think about it like that, because I just classically, Backrooms is just, you wear a suit, like it's.
I mean, it's the smart
hand in hand.
It's the smart way that a biological exploration will take sense,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I just never really had more thought behind it aside from just science. We're doing sciencey things. You gotta, wear your PPEs and your.
Yeah. How does someone manage an outbreak? We've already established in clip fucking 6 that there's a fungal infection down here. What other bacteria are we not aware of? And isn't that ironic that we choose to call one of the main enemies of this series one of the Keter fucking SCP entities, a bacteria in itself? Yeah, I think there's a lot of things you can kind of soft confirm thanks to the movie a little bit. I don't want to go full MRI machine. I don't want to give the audience an easy out. I think the MRI machine explanation is an easy out, and I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was saying earlier too. It is an easy out, but I feel like aside from like a very obvious A to B connection, there's not really any other need or scientific like
Of course, yeah.
connections to an MRI machine aside from like earlier they were showing specifically the fucking MRIs that were just all spinning, but it like showed text that it was like they like to basically make a door to the back rooms. They
use
need
the
a
same
sort of
tech.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the only connection that I feel like should be made with the MRIs is that they're just using it for the portals or the gates or like to get in, because there's nothing really else that would like connect the use of an MRI to like anything aside from like
It's funny what people are drawing
seeing the
lines to,
bodies.
though. It's the
Yeah.
people,
Yeah, but people do that shit
the layman
with less.
audience. Yeah, you're right. The layman audience watches this and goes, "Oh, so that's what's happening." And I look at them and I say, "No, that's not what's
like I said,
happening."
it's like the same thing with like
An aspect
Exorcist or,
of
like,
that
old
is
movies,
happening,
like-
but that's not the explanation. That's not the end all be all.
Well, it's like, you know, you must have tried to put 666 on the blah, 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 or it's 3 a.m. and be like, no, it just happened to be that time when we recorded. Like,
I mean,
it's
that's
just like, oh, okay.
I mean, that's true. I don't need a Bond villain monologue about Ivan Beck walking into the room and being like, what my dear friend Phil isn't saying is that we've made the back rooms and it is a space for us. You know, like, I don't need that. And I think the average
bacteria wasn't
audience
there. We made
I think the
bacteria.
I think the average audience is looking for a way out narratively.
Yeah.
I don't
But
want there to ever be a way out when it comes to
Yeah.
Backrooms. I don't want it to be explained. There's an element of this with I bitch about it all the time. People from the podcast are probably going to roll their eyes having heard this for like the third fucking time in 10 years. But the Alien to Alien Covenant to Alien
my
to
God.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
I think it's the
know where you're
worst
going with
thing
this.
they could have done.
Yeah.
Is explain where this alien came from and why, because
Yeah.
it's contrived. There's
Yeah,
never
well, it's-
going to be an interesting way to present this information. You
Well,
can
it's just-
tell me it was
is-
because of
it
a
is the
war.
ultimate
You can
being,
tell
like,
me that it was
let
a
it
it was a
be.
biological weapon. These are all I don't care. We never needed to know. What
Yeah,
made it
it's all about
terrifying
what
is how
it's
it
doing.
operates. Like
Yeah, agreed.
you don't have to play God. Like
Yeah.
and what's worse is what if you do it in a way I'm not gonna like? What if you
Well,
do
and
it with Michael Fassbender being overtly homosexual? like
This is like the one
I
real
didn't
thing
sign
that I
up
also,
for
like-
this.
Well, this is like also what I feel like I also personally bitch about horror movies all the time. I like we've definitely had this conversation before, but I
Oh, 100%.
fucking hate being hand fed stupid shit.
And that's what I was
like,
worried about
"Wow, did
when
you-
Phil
Look, that door's opening slightly. Wow, we should really go investigate it, guys. And then somebody's like, no, we shouldn't, because you know that thing is there, and that's what it wants us to do. Like, stop.
That's
Stop,
what I
go
mean.
away.
Like I thought Phil was gonna come in and sit Mary down and be like,
Yeah.
well, listen, the
Have a
the
way
Backrooms-"
too in-depth
no,
conversation.
all that he did was ask a bunch of questions, and even then he like looks away and he's like,
was like,
listen,
I don't
I
fucking
even I don't fucking know what's going
Yeah,
on.
exactly. And I love
spend
that.
I spend
love
every
that
day
man,
going
too.
in there just trying to find something new, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
That's what I am literally in this seat
I
for.
agree. But yeah,
We finally
just-
caught up to her finding the bacteria. Here's another thing that's omitted from the movies. That if we could talk about it, the green.
Oh yeah, no,
We see the red.
Yeah, no, there was one green light at one point. I definitely took
You
mental
clocked
note
a
of this.
green.
Yeah.
I saw
'Cause
it
there was
twice, and I never once clocked a green.
I saw 2 red illuminated areas.
Yes,
when they were
and they never-
running,
and they never
then
go down it. Yeah.
there was a subtle green one, but it was like in the distance, and they like weren't showing anything direct with it.
I'm starting to think that green is bacteria related. because of this clip.
Oh, that
Because
makes
of because of the way it kind of arcs in this room.
Well, you say that, but in
Like, look at the way it spreads.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying.
It looks very like, what if this is a microwave? What if it's fucking frying her right now and just turning her into one of those things?
Well, I mean, it doesn't it just end? It ends right here anyway. So it's like we have no idea.
The camera explodes. You know what happened to her fucking body?
So the only other connection I'm thinking about with the red and green, because when the neighborhood, right, with the red neighborhood, there was bacteria in there. So I'm like, is that like a lost area? Is that like an old bacteria infection, right? Or is red, is green referring to like,
is red a
like
source
new
code? Is red a source code for a zone that is no longer hospitable?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, this is the infected zone, like, kind of thing. Like, don't go back.
I can follow that.
Yeah. That's the only thing I've, like, since, like, watching these the very first time, I've always had this, like, mental thought of that, too, because of the extreme lights. I'm like, are these, like, coded lights? Are these...
If Star Wars has taught me anything, it's that these colors definitely mean something else.
Oh, no. No.
All right, I'm going to skip through this a little bit because this one is just Kane fucking around with us. I mean, this is Kane showing us how we remember things, right? This is Kane showing us, like, well, this is our own lens. This is us choosing what to remember with our own time. And then we see the painting.
Well, it's also, like, because everything he shows, right, looks so lively.
Yeah,
you know,
taken from
in those specific, and it's just like the transference of like doing that and then having these very empty, bare bones, you know, kind of things is really what dissociates it from being these like parts of memories. Like you remember like this liveliness,
the default versus intrinsic, interpersonal.
So it's like just trying to make this physical representation of a memory is just like the conveying of it.
Another thing we didn't talk about, this probably would have been the second recording that we did. This bay, the coordinates, and the marine life. This is where I think either Beck or someone else in this story, in the context of the YouTube series, worked at a marine life institute on the Bay of California, because Async itself is represented in kind of the outside Silicon Valley area. And these coordinates translate to where several of the earthquakes have happened in the context of the series. And that's any time that when they were trying to open up the original door, that's where the earthquakes come from. So something about the coordinates and this Marine Life Institute have to do with, ironically, Beck, I think, in the 70s, opening up the portal for the first time, probably this first clip, this one, the prototype.
Because I'm also only assuming that some of the next content is going to be, you know, I would say origins, but like exactly that. Like,
are we gonna go
first
back?
Opening up? Yeah, because there's so many time jumps. Like you're saying earlier, we're
being told in very subtle ways where a lot of these things came from, and like that was Beck, I think, standing up there just kind of researching.
Oh, I see.
And then we cut to his cup, and then we immediately cut to, well, this is a month before the movie takes place.
Interesting.
So all of the Tench stuff happens before Clark even goes down there. Yeah, we finally get across the pitfalls. And we go back here
Oh yeah, then yeah.
to where
Yeah,
I actually jumped out of my seat when we were recording this the first time.
I do like this one. This is definitely one of my favorite ones, though. Just
Yeah,
because
I
of
want to
also
say
there's-
Pitfalls and Reunion, and it was informational video is where Tench disappears.
Because even this too, like, just getting to a different type of backrooms in the
Yeah, we've
but also,
crossed
like,
into
the lack of electricity and shit.
This also looks like async facilities on the top side.
Okay.
So we've now entered.
That
I
makes
think
sense.
this is. I think
Yeah,
this
we've
is
seen a few
also
of those
an
too.
element of this is shown at the end of the movie too, when the Mary still life is sitting in that chair. I think the background looks a lot like this too, because it's the Backrooms misremembering the async facility.
Okay, that checks.
Can't tell what that is.
It just looks like a wall.
Okay, wait. So
Watch the gun. Sorry.
now that we've had this conversation about the bacteria and the other entities, we did kind of stray away from the Captain Clark
Captain Clark.
conversation.
I'm always
Yeah.
happy to revisit Captain Clark.
Because what are your real thoughts on this?
I think Captain Clark, in a truthful kind of, like, let's make as much sense of it as we can, I think Captain Clark is what Kane wished he could have been doing from the start. I think he wished he could have animated a weird kind of warped, melted, long, stretched out version of a person from the get-go. And unfortunately, the best we got was stick figure Wire Man.
Well, because
So truthfully, I think Captain Clark is just, here's the budget, here's the studio, here's what he always wanted to
yeah,
do,
and now he can.
and now he can do it.
Because mentally, I think of what is it, the oldest view, whatever.
Rolling Giant.
Yeah, Rolling Giant. It's like a combination between like the bacteria and Giant. You know, like taking something that was
That
very
existed.
specifically because it's the captain. Yeah. So, something that was like originated from that place, that time.
That's an
specific-
even more neurological conversation. Is
Yeah.
why is it the part of Clark that we've seen him be angry about the most?
Yeah.
Why is it the part of Clark that he hates the most, that he can't accept the most, where he's watching that competitor do the commercial as like a cowboy, and he's like cursing at the screen, and then the next thing we know, he's trying to film that video of, or maybe he did it earlier in the movie, but still, we see him film that video dressed that way. And then later in the movie, we see the finished product of the video where Phil clocks Clark. Like in real time, he just clocks him as the one who he saw on the footage already. And like he obviously knows something we don't. He
Yeah.
might have been the one who spotted, we see it earlier where he pulls up the footage of Clark
Yeah, because
looking at the
he's seeing
camera.
so much more than you know.
Right. And like, why is that the Clark that gets translated? Is it because it is an amalgamation of multiple people's remembrance of Clark? Is that the world trying to translate Clark, and that's the best thing that the world has to offer? Because no one knows the actual Clark?
So this is another thing that I was thinking about, and I had a conversation about this after the movie as well. Because like I said, I showed my friend the Rolling Giant, and I was like, low-key, I think this creature is goofy, but like this is good. Like it's following up from other content, but
I've
the real
told
thing is-
multiple people who've liked the movie that they should immediately go and watch whatever of this that they want, but then to make sure that they don't skip oldest view. that
Yeah, 'cause
after
that is so
delving
much
into
content.
Backrooms,
'Cause
after
I
delving
almost-
into Backrooms, anyone should do themselves a service and go watch Oldest View if you liked Backrooms even a little bit. You know,
I honestly almost
Backrooms
would
is
say
what
that you should
Kane.
watch those first.
Backrooms, I disagree, but I will explain
Really?
it.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Backrooms is what Kane can do with something that isn't his. Down to its core, he's not the one who came up with this. He's just the one who's represented it the best.
Well, because sorry, I'm gonna low key cut you off. Only because I want to say that I think what really introduced me to this and like his version of the Backrooms, and even just this whole playlist, is him finding the fucking staircase in the forest. In the forest, you know.
Well, what I want to say is that you've hit this out of sync.
Yes, I
You've hit
don't
this
disagree.
out of order.
Yeah.
Because the two are not the same. One of these is Kane running with a world he does not have control over. A world he is trying to adapt because to him the story he wants to tell in that world is interesting. And I agree. The other is Kane taking everything similar about that other concept and making it his own in any way he
running
can.
it with his own sort of
at his own pace, at his own narrative, in a way that I think captures the same feelings, the same emotions, the same narrative, the same dread, the same liminality. I think it's everything that makes Backrooms good but better. And I can't help but be like, well, no, you need to look at them as separate things. Like you can't. You can't say that they're the same because they're not. But you also
I would just say it's more of like
that one is better than the other. I
think that
want
they
to
are
say
married
that
together.
Oldest View is 100% better than Backrooms, but that's because it's not Backrooms. That's because it does
it's a little bit more.
it goes harder.
Yeah, I agree with this. Because
It's
even
not
like
bogged
with just
down
these
in a
videos,
company.
like I can pick 5 or 6 from this list that I quite enjoy. Some of them aren't that are really just there for like a source material for context, right?
Yeah, you can make
And
a
the other one
movie with
really
5 or
is-
6 of these.
Yeah. And the Oldest View is it really is like him going
Its
with
own
it.
movie.
And I think the also internet explosion of like that Texas mall that
Yes.
he took the majority of that footage in.
Yeah.
That also like helped like bring that to a real sense of like what's going on. But so now going back to Captain Clark, I think that because there's how do I say this? Because the Rolling Giant is like a whole conversation of like if I correct me if I'm wrong, but like the revitalization of that mall that was like getting shut down and that was like their last hurrah, and having that being the creature, even without the context of the creature, I think just the notion and like visual story that it is there.
There's
I think is
deep, deep story and history with Oldest View. Like there was something called the Parade of Giants. There were multiple of them constructed. That specific one is based off of an author from the early 1900s. Kane really likes and appreciates that author because that author himself wrote a lot of stuff about nature and how people interact with nature. And he finds a way to narratively mirror that concept with Oldest View. And that's why he chose that specific giant to be the antagonist, quote unquote, of that series, because it looks and feels and misrepresents that narrative the best. You could draw as many lines as you want. You could blueprint it fucking Pepe Sylvia style on a wall as much as you want. But truthfully, he was trying to hit like 3 different things in one, and that's what led him to that specific creature.
Okay.
I don't think that is unlike what he did with Captain Clark.
Yes,
but
okay,
I can't help.
This is what I want to round back.
But I can't help but think Captain Clark is, in its essence, what Backrooms has always meant to be to Kane. Whereas when Kane made Oldest View, he made Oldest View for that author that became the Rolling Giant. I think that's what that first clip is about. That's what that 4th clip is about. That's what that 5th clip is about. There's only like 6 clips in the Oldest View playlist, and half of them are about that author.
Yeah.
We don't get the same thing with Captain Clark. We're given
we're
given a caricature. We're given a commercial.
That's what I feel weird about it. So I think what I really am connecting this to is because, how do I say this? It's like a hot spot, right?
Okay.
So this is how I took this as it was kind of a hot spot. So it's like, without the context of like the Rolling Giant had so much lore. While this, because I had a long conversation about this, because I really wanted to like mentally separate what was Captain Clark compared to like these other copies.
Entities. Yeah, still lives.
Yeah. Like, there was a moment that when she's getting chased down, right, in the furniture store, that he kind of like cries and like pauses for a moment, like he doesn't want to do this. Right.
Yeah, I mean that's where we get into the psychological conversation about why Clark and his relationship with Captain Clark is even a thing to begin with, because that's a part of the movie I really wish we had seen. Like a Frankenstein's monster kind of thing going on, because we see the picture that Phil shows Mary at the end of the movie. He holds up the picture and Captain Clark is all blacked out.
Very clearly, yeah.
And Clark is just standing there next to him. Like that's the relationship we don't get to see, and that's what we don't get to understand. It's like our only understanding of like Captain Clark is that he's always been a monster, and it's like, no, we're shown a couple times that Clark very much did have conversations with it where it did not just choose to lash out. And that's where I think what you just brought up is how it's channeled and how, if it's a snapshot, if it's a bad, warped, sketched version of Clark that is meant to be interpreted that way, I think we're also getting a snapshot of the emotions that Clark felt in that costume, in that life, because I think there's a part of him that does, I don't want to say like wants to be with Mary, but wants to have the stability that Mary can offer. And I think he looks to her for explanations and rarely gets it until that conversation happens at the end of the movie. And when he looks at Captain Clark, he's like, it's okay, we don't have to change. And that's when I think Captain Clark is just like, oh, so I can just go around eating people like I always have been.
I want now. Yeah.
And that's where I think, you know, there's the rub, is we're getting to see the side of Clark that wants to exist as a person but knows it's a monster and has to, and does kind of cry like a baby about it, about having to exist this way and having to exist in this body, in this life, in this misrepresentation. And I think that's what makes it all the more sad that it kind of, I've already seen the meme of someone redid the Saturn consuming his son photo, but of Captain Clark. Have you seen this?
Clark. No, I have not.
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
That's actually fucking hilarious.
Someone already did it.
Because what I really see this as, personally, is like, yes, it has to be because I'm not sure if it's. Okay, that's actually really fucking funny. Because I think like there's a lot more like
It's so good.
the creatures are mirrored. There's reflections, you know,
Yes.
like refracted visuals.
Yeah.
But it's more of, is this like actually him specifically
That's the tough part.
mirroring each
What
other? Or is it
differentiates-
just like a part of, you know, a literal snapshot of what would be their overall
What
personality?
differentiates an entity from a still life?
Well, it's like, and then when he accepts that he can be a monster, you know, it's still
okay, we don't
transferring
have to
over to
change.
be like, we are the monster, so we're just gonna be the monster.
I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just.
Yeah,
I don't
well, it's
have
like,
to change. I could just stay
well,
here.
it's that, or because I thought about this as well. Is it only adapting that image via like the commercial, and not actually like copying his more specific?
I mean, if it were,
You know.
it would be trying to sell people furniture.
well, it's more of just because like that whole commercial initially was anger and frustration, but also like over exemplified like just emotions of just like, you know.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that
a
is
guy
really the
who's
only like
already-
thinking process.
A guy who's already trying too hard to do something that
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't care for.
And it's just like there's a lot like there's not really like a super huge like motive. It just homie's just like, I'm just a big thing. I go be a big thing.
Oh, I don't remember green light happening.
I don't remember this
here.
either, actually.
This is Ivan Beck, 72. Oh, this is when he first opened it. 72.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing we're getting there. The world was turned
But-
upside down.
But I think that's really it, honestly. Like, I think that is like the bigger conversation to be had, but I definitely during the movie just didn't even think about it. Like,
Captain Clark?
well, the separation between like him as an entity and just like the other regular
Still lives.
entities.
Yeah, the still lifes
You
is
know?
an interesting conversation because I think I this is another thing, and like people can, you know, I don't know if we're gonna actually do it. I don't know if we're gonna get into it as much, but I do have a bootleg version of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Here
I mean,
too.
I can also
Just to
that
pull
shit
up
too.
just to pull up clips. I was never gonna have us sit here and talk during the entire thing, but just to pull up clips, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Captain Clark bleeds at several points in the movie. I think when she smashes his head with the rock at the end,
yeah.
does he not bleed when she does that?
I want to say that there wasn't direct blood, but there was definitely
We might have to
quote
inspect
unquote
that.
gore because she has.
Well, she has blood on her from when he chomps
Yeah, but that
Clark.
Yeah, exactly. Not from
Not
after,
from him. Yeah, not from him.
which
but,
is the
but
same
it's tough because I
conversation.
want to
What is
say,
he?
I want to say Captain Clark bleeds, and I want to say that that's what delineates
Dude, I mean, fuck it. Do you want to pull up just that moment?
just that moment, just to
Yeah.
make sense of it.
Because honestly, I don't disagree with this because that's kind of the only thing that's really hung on watching this.
It's tough because I want to say that the still lifes don't bleed. Obviously, they don't have blood. That's not. It's all surface level. It's not meant to be anything but surface level miscalculation. You know, the woman from in the '80s getup is just a memory of a person. Its face is wrong. Its hair is probably wrong. Its clothes are off. You know, the dude with the beard and the double collars and the six eyes, like, wrong. The dude from the fucking 1700s, 1800s, Archibald, fucking whatever.
Yeah, it was so specific.
Yeah. I love this trap.
Well, because
Such a good trap.
I agree with this.
I love that the cavemen from the get-go was like, no, this was always meant to be a trap.
Well, because this also like approaches another question I kind of had. It's like, because we don't really get a signifier of how long Clark has been running this fucking failed furniture shop. Like, how long has this been
That's
here?
true.
Nonetheless, on this like hot spot, like, is
Everyone pay attention to what these words say.
Oh, I was like, what?
I'm making it. I'm just joking.
Phone pee.
Okay, so here it comes.
I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of think it was corny that she just happened to have the fucking rock, but
Well, she has it
very
with her in
situational.
fucking every other scene.
Yeah,
so.
but it was just kind of funny that I was just like, as soon as
Yeah.
she whipped it out, I was like, ah! Now I
No,
have to
she
go.
blood.
Oh, okay, there's
Blood
there's-
spraying her face.
Okay.
That is coming from Captain Clark.
Because this is what I'm really.
That is blood. There was a shot. It fucking.
I just want to. Oh my god. Because I just also just want to see his actual face. Like, is there
Watch.
like after she hits him though? Because it keeps like really dark.
No, look at her face. Clean.
I'm just saying no, but I want to see.
Watch the
Does he
right
have
side of
the
her face.
fluff? You know what I'm saying?
There.
Yeah.
There.
And then right there.
There.
Yeah, but what I'm.
No, he doesn't have the
What
fluff.
I really. Okay, I was like, that's all I really. Yeah, you see like flap coming off.
I think his
But it's
ear
like,
came
was that
off.
Ear? Yeah.
But absolutely
This is-
blood. Absolutely blood. So,
Yeah, but like
know,
you don't.
it's tough.
I just want to see. Okay,
What did you want to
because
see?
my brain is just like I'm just like they keep it really dark after they do that, and I'm not sure if it's just a
No, this is just the cam. copy.
cinematic thing. Yeah.
The movie is
Or
100% brighter than this. It's the cam copy of the bootleg.
Oh no, that makes sense. Okay, never mind. Okay, wait. That's actually huge though, because
that's what I think makes the difference. I think Clark,
Mm-hmm.
I think Captain Clark is a life form. I think
Mm-hmm.
we can't outright call it a bacteria because it's not a fungal infection. It's not a stick person. It's not a spore. It is the same shape, the same size, the same kind of lumbering, howling entity. But I think more or less Clark is a life form. And I think that there is something to be said narratively about what makes the difference between a still life and a life form. I think a life form has been given life from the Backrooms. I think it maybe doesn't, a still life lacks a soul, lacks a certain level of understanding, doesn't have
and
the
there's
ability
so
to
much
emote
emotion
or
here.
communicate. Yeah. I literally just
it's
said
very-
it doesn't have the ability to emote. They only know like reptile brain. Like the minute
Yeah,
Captain Clark
like
shows
when-
up, Redhead
yeah, Humble
tries to
runs.
book it out of the room. It's like, okay, that's predatory. That's animalistic. That's survival instincts. That's not
but even, like,
that's not understanding. That's not emotional.
even Boris over there in the wheelchair is just
Archibald.
like clicking the light.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like clicking the light on and off. Like,
Well, that's all he has. That's all he has. His last, the snapshot of his existence is, well, I'm in this chair and I have a little light. That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah,
that's
no,
all that
that's fucking
Archibald
funny,
has
though.
going for him. I think it's interesting. We should get into the found footage 3 because this is the first
oh my
time.
god, yeah.
This is the most interesting one to me to rewatch under a new lens. Also because it's the first time we
weird.
see a still life, and I think
Yeah.
I think the still life being shown here and how it's not quite person kind of off is where I think we get how aggressive they can be sometimes, how kind of reptile brained they can be sometimes without being a Captain Clark. I'm not saying it's not an enemy. It's absolutely an antagonistic threat if it's in the right sense. Like obviously this thing is chasing Ravi pretty much from the minute it shows up.
I realized I reported a Monsanto exec.
Well, because it's
DPR manager about.
I don't also say this because it's a very neutral thing half the time, because it's either bacteria just see things and just fucking run and attack it, or it's like this like a almost like a territorial thing, you know?
Yes,
Like,
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say, is it the, oh no, you're in my zone? You've entered my zone. You've entered my personal bubble. Now I must eliminate you. There's an element of that in the movie when Clark comes around the Christmas tree and Redhead just kind of comes at him a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to think that the only reason she does that is because it looks like Clark. You know, she's like, wait, this is Clark, but it's not Clark, and then he even books it out of there before Captain can show up.
Hey.
I wanted to look at this part a little bit more closely too, because I don't remember Ravi no clipping. I know he does, but I
forgot how he gets.
He comes into this basement. He thinks someone broke into his house, but I think it's meant to imply something broke out.
Yeah. Well, wait, go back, because you can just look at the glass in the ground too. Actually, I think we talked about this when we first watched it too.
The glass is on the outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it was. Yeah.
I think something broke. I think something broke out. I don't think something broke in.
No, I agree. I think we did like mildly touch this when we first watched this, though.
I mean, we absolutely did, but.
Fuck me.
Yeah, because I think that was the first comment. They're like, it's just so.
We're
clean on
meant
the
to
inside.
think that someone broke into his house because that's Bro is coming home and Bro is like, oh, who the fuck's in my house? But I think it's more likely that something got out. I also want to bring up again drum set. Drum set is important.
Wait, why is drum set important?
We'll get there.
Okay. I don't recall the relevance actually.
Drum set. Just
Drum set.
listen. Drum set. All right.
Hear me out.
Drum set.
Drum set.
Let me hit you with this. Drum set. All right, so he starts to hear something. He's going through his basement. He's going through his storage. Wall is broken out. What could have done that?
Where's the Kool-Aid man?
I would love to see just Captain Clark just running down the street, you know? I know that's not the case, but I would love for that to be the case.
Wait, also other conversation. I kind of like that they used that freakishly tall ex-NBA player.
Yeah, the guy from Romulus. Yeah.
That's so funny, though. I really enjoyed that. Just as a
And there it goes.
like,
That's
side
where he
context.
no clips. So he does fall. He does fall. I forgot him fall.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always kind of. Oh yeah, because it was down.
Because he comes out
fucking-
the cabinet.
Yeah.
And then he falls into the office, which is fun. We get to see like two or so. I hate you.
It's just like
We get to
Just
see
you
maybe
sitting in the chair over there.
two of these rooms in the movie. The office shows up a little bit in the movie. But here's where I'm like,
What kind of place is this?
maybe it's not here.
This is even meant for.
The music, man. This is where the music gets to me. This entire fucking clip with the... Because when he gets back to the music room... This music. This music is in the movie.
I do enjoy this, yeah. Okay, but this is also what I'm talking about with like the gritty shit. It's all like so clean, and then you get to like a single room that's like bed and not even lived in, just like fucked up.
Yep. Something in the corner that we still can't decipher. someone's been here, looking at like an impact spot maybe.
Because that's like the real combination of these two. Like, I really enjoy that there's a lot that isn't fully answered, but I just think sometimes it gets, in the movie specifically, it just got a little bit too choppy.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
It's Captain Clark.
I don't want any trouble.
The first time watching this, I went nuts. This is the clip I would show to people. Is like, oh, you wanna watch something Backrooms related? Let's watch this. It's down to the music, the way the kid runs around here, all the stuff he runs into, all the different kinds of stuff he sees.
Yeah, I was like, this is
This
it's
is
really
from 2022.
interesting.
Another
So I didn't even check this.
Another
Oh,
acoustic
I forgot about this
soundtrack
one.
of some kind. Yeah. The fucking suns, man.
Oh yeah.
Even the sun shows up in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
The
I
minute
agree.
the minute I saw the
I did
print,
enjoy that.
the minute I saw the print,
Oh, hello.
I think it's. No, we're getting up to the still life soon. I did the whole Leonardo DiCaprio like point, and Allie, my girlfriend Allie was just like, "What?" And I was like, the sun, and I basically did the fucking Dark Souls like
Yeah, arms out.
arms out. Yeah, I was like, "You must understand. All praise the sun." You ready for what I just said before?
Drum.
Drum? 'Cause I told you to remember, and I know we skipped like 20 minutes in here, but
Remember.
I just wanted you to remember.
Drum.
Just wanted you to remember something specific here.
Oh yeah,
Because
son.
yeah, I'm just biding time now. Drums.
Oh, interesting.
Drums. This to me is soft confirmation that this space is 100% taking a piece of the people that enter it.
Oh, I see.
Ravi has a drum set in his basement. He's walking around here, down here long enough, he's gonna see it himself. This is what I mean by like, if Captain Clark is an entity, is a life form that has been taken from someone's brain, or maybe multiple people's brains, or maybe even just the commercial itself.
Yeah, just a collective memory.
Then exactly. Then it is
something.
just the collective's memory of that thing.
Because same thing, like the drum set that was obviously not green. I can't remember. What color
It was not,
but
but it's still like.
But I'm trying to think.
It doesn't
like,
get it
even if
right.
we went to the first shot. I'm just like, was there a little car on the ground?
No, no.
I didn't
but,
see any like of the same chairs or anything. But I definitely see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he hears walkie-talkie people out there. Most likely async. And then we get still life.
Oh yeah. Oh, I really forgot about this actually. Okay. I actually forgot about this.
I think this is something with no thought. I think this is something that imitates life wrong and simply exists. I think it's no different than the redhead. I think it's no different than the Archibald. I just think the reason it's acting this way is because Ravi himself is panicked.
Wait, I have a very stupid question.
Yeah.
Did this start with Mao Zedong?
Mao Zedong. Ni hao.
With Ni hao. With a dead spider, right? With a
It did.
writing that said spider, and
It did.
was that not just like a live spider that was similar that was being filmed?
No, I took that as
From the door.
I took that as there's some type of fungal growth coming out from
Oh, okay.
the bottom of the wall.
When I first saw this, I thought that was genuinely like a replicated spider.
I mean, it
Like,
can't.
that
It,
was
it
just
could
there
be.
as, like, a little-
The footage itself is too hazy to discern
Agreed.
what or why, or even why Robbie is choosing to capture it. Yeah, from this point forward, we get to another interesting place that I was hoping
Counter-Strike,
would
man.
I was hoping this would come up in the movie, and it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
When does this take place? Do we get a timeline? No, it's just
And
Robbie.
even the previous time was 2022.
I mean, that's what a poster said, but I don't think that
but
that's...
that's the only like context.
Yeah, I don't think that that's when this was recorded. But here's one of the settings that I was hoping we would talk about. I mean, it gets mentioned. Like Clark
Want the
says,
cityscape.
there's entire cities down here. And I can't help but be like, then why don't you show us that?
Yeah.
Why am I going to your YouTube to see that when you could show us in a movie?
Well, and that's why I kind of like mentally already like downplayed it. That I was like
There's
expecting
no
that
way it's going
we
to
would
go
only
all
really
the weird
see-
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
think-
because my thought is like, it has to. I feel like the only way to do it is like doing like
I could
a
summarize
show
it pretty
as
well.
their like.
Yeah. I would say scope
like
of
No End
reference.
House.
I feel you. Yeah. No One
Like
House
they
is
just
a good.
keep going
is
deeper
a good
and deeper
comparison.
until they come
think,
back to real life.
The reason I say scope of reference is I think biting off more than you can chew is something that's come off in Kane's interviews a lot, where he's just flat out said like, "Listen, I could have
Yeah, done a lot of
overloaded this
shit.
with lore and given you X, Y, Z, and it would have done nothing but take you out of it." And
Yeah.
I think he's referencing. I personally think he's referencing. I don't know what he's referencing because he doesn't say it specifically, but he says there are movies, there are franchises, there are things out there that exist where people do the over-explaining thing and the biting off more than they can chew, and it backfires. And I can't
Agreed.
help but think of the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. Personally,
I have not seen them.
they're bad.
Cause yeah,
They're bad. They do the tell don't show. They do the opposite
and
of what a
I
movie's
just-
supposed to do.
there's already like 87 fucking games. Like
And
we don't
like 97
need-
books.
Yeah, and we don't need a movie to say the same fucking thing again.
I actually
so
agree.
the only thing that they had,
I think
to
the worst
like,
thing Scott could have done with that series is tell the same fucking story over and over again.
Yes. So that's like, I feel like it's the only thing that they had left was to over-explain just random shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
there's not very many other directions you can really go with that.
I like this. He realizes that he's at the
Back to the
top
beginning.
of that one room that he entered in through.
Brick.
Brick.
Brick. All bricked up, don't know what to do.
Hell yeah. Oh, we got Caveman. Caveman coming up. So that means Async's been here. Gotta love Caveman soft confirmation. It's one of the only things that gets translated one-to-one.
Yeah. Which I don't really... I just...
We even get the shot in the movie of Mary walking past a room where there's just a room full
Yeah,
of caveman cutouts.
Okay.
See, I think, I don't know. I almost like made it feel like they were just trying to make a connection, but there's not really a source material for it. So I'm just like,
Well, I mean,
aside from just-
remembering that this was made at the same time he was already working on the movie, I think that this was already conceptually him saying, "This is what async does." Async will
yeah, I was gonna say that's
post
because
up.
that's the only connection.
Async will post up something that looks like a person to see if any antagonistic threats run through the area
React.
destroying stuff and react to it because they think it's a person. Because again, these things are reptile brain in their
okay.
way of thinking. This
No, that
thing
makes sense, 'cause
thing
you can
saw Ravi
tell
and
what's
ran at him
hostile.
with a ferocity of which Ravi screamed in response.
Yeah, I
to
mean
it.
that shit was super feral.
You know, when Clark walks into the Christmas tree room, Redhead guns for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it sees a cardboard cutout, you know, Captain Clark sees the cardboard cutout when Clark enters the first
Yeah.
time. He busts that fucking thing up. Now that's a more literal trap because they hooked up the golden disc replay, the fucking the Astro Orbiter fucking.
Oh yeah.
The welcome to planet Earth, or the children of planet Earth send their welcome to you out into the universe. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Universally translated thing
Yes.
to send out in case something.
That's
can-
more a
Receiving
literal
intellectual
trap
communication.
because that's where they ran the line. They had it just in camera view to suggest they knew something was down there. I mean, they obviously did. An async employee dies at the beginning of the movie. What do they want to do but find a way to kind of goad it out?
Interact. Yeah.
You know, fishing line. It's just an interesting worm, you know.
Yeah. And the worm is so easy a caveman.
The clothes is interesting to me a little bit because we see Captain Clark's kind of room is littered with dead bodies and clothes and stuff.
Yes.
We got a, you know, still
Yeah,
life of a
trails
person
off
stuck
and
into
stuff
a
like that,
floor
too.
here. Not quite still life, not quite floor, not quite person. We got a blood splatter on the wall. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of visual storytelling here that kind of never gets
Yeah,
explained.
there's just a no end to it.
And when we're in the movie and we see the boyfriend get eaten and dragged into that room, you know, I just think this is meant to show us that this is where something feeds, you know.
Well, because it's also like it's funny because it's very how source is like there was a fucking lawnmower on the ground and that's just completely untouched. This
Yeah.
table completely untouched. Everything on the counter, like the actions, the blood splatter, everything. It's very motivated, if you will. Like
Yeah.
there's intent. Oh, no, my chair's down, but
Yeah,
but it's like
someone was
there's
in here. The footsteps, the whiskey, the bag.
yeah, but it's not like
boot in the
continual.
ground. Yeah.
Like it looks like there's activity in the big room, but then it's like it's just
I mean, that's a part of the series that we
everything else is just
we still
untouched.
haven't seen is how these things come to be and how they get interacted with on a more macro scale, and you know how something like this boot ends up fused in the ground. Like, is this someone landing here and
Yeah.
having to cut off their own foot because it's fucking fused in the ground, or is this
It's like, yeah, did they come from here, or is this the end part? Something else happened? Like, is there an entity that like fucking drags fucking Medusa style? You know, like.
And let's
melts
not
them into the
even
earth
let's
and
not
just
even get
stones
into
them
this
or
whole
something.
fucking scene.
Yeah.
Where dude is talking to another dude within the same house. Like, that's another, like, the thinness of the veil. Yeah. The thinness of the veil between the two realms is already something like a surface level understanding in the movie. You know, he walks through the wall and he can still hear Kat, you know, on the other side. And then he gets to that pool room and she's like, "What? You're behind the glass." And he's like, "What glass? This is a fucking wall. I can't fucking
see you."
Yeah. That's just more of this. You know.
Hello?
And I'm glad
we're in
that
the
they
same
actually had a
space,
moment
but
like
we're
that.
not in the same space.
I was kind of gonna be sad if they didn't like throw that in there at all.
And then bro just got taken himself.
Hello?
My bad's going.
Bro just no-clipped out of his own existence. And then we get Ravi giving up on life. His hair is down past his shoulders. He has a giant mustache now.
It's been a while. It's been a little while.
You could tell he's feeling a little sick.
Well, it's also again reference to red light, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
I was thinking I'm running out of time to talk to a lawyer about my
He's like, I don't even fucking know anymore.
job. I keep thinking.
Oh wait, also, was there post-credit scene?
No.
Okay. I stayed for a minute and then I was like, fuck it.
I mean, I didn't
nap
stay
time.
for the entire thing either. I mean, I think I did actually stay for the entire thing the first time, but I don't remember there being anything.
Okay. I was curious about that because if not, I was like, I might actually.
No,
look
it does
that
not
up
have
just to
mid-credit
see.
or post-credit. It just had a lot of good song, you know, good soundtrack.
Yeah, I agree.
I was at that park back home when the windmill thing with the face used to scare me. It was summer. The sky was.
But I'd also say like, it's kind of more surprising how many people wanted to watch Backrooms, were interested in it,
Gary and
like liminal stuff, but haven't even watched a single Kane Pixel video.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like,
I think you just got that
but I just feel like there's also so much liminal content.
bike that got stolen. One of your friends were there.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Anywhere from like, was it One Through Road?
I just want to go
I think
home.
that's what it's called.
I haven't watched any other Backrooms content on YouTube.
No, the old video of a few kids in a car going down back roads.
Oh, we've talked about this. Yeah,
Yeah, just
no
things like
turn
that, like-
road or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's No Through Road. I might be wrong.
Yes, no through road.
But it's just very, like, there's a lot of content, and I think my only follow-up statement to this as well is, even if Kane doesn't do what we want,
What are you trying to get out of this, Marvin?
in short,
On the same side, for God's
there's
sake.
other people,
Don't disagree.
you know, like other people are going to start making liminal content, as generally has happened on YouTube as well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
already been a part of it. Yeah.
so even if like Kane doesn't go super far into it, I feel like there's just gonna be something.
Well, he said he can't work on anything else until he's done with this.
Oh,
he's
interesting. Okay.
really putting his nose to the grindstone. He wants to do other stuff, but he keeps telling himself that the Backrooms
finish the
content is in the
project.
back of his brain, and that he
Well, it's also like,
he just keeps thinking about it, and he can't. Every time he gets a piece of it out, he moves on to the next piece, and until that backlog is emptied, he's not going to stop working on it. That's a direct quote from an interview. It's like someone asks him, well, now that you've had a successful movie, what do you want to work on next? And he was just like, more of this.
Yeah, which is good though. Like,
no, I'm here for
that's what I'm
it.
saying.
Obviously, I'm here for it. I wanted to start this over because I don't think I listened to this the first time through, and okay. I want to make sure that I'm picking up on what these people are arguing about. Because now, I mean, in the context of everything we've watched again,
yeah,
and then in the context of the movie, we know a couple of these names already. So what? You know,
yeah.
Is this something we talked about already? I don't know.
No, I don't like this, and you shouldn't either. What are you trying to get out of this, Marvin? We're on the same side, for God's sake. I don't disagree that things were handled poorly, but please, can you try to have a little perspective here?
Marvin's the guy from Pitfalls who fell down there.
George, he was alive and well, and you can't tell me for a second that the United States
And he's talking about Tench being murdered.
Department of Energy didn't have the resources to fix things. Are you kidding me?
Neither you nor I know exactly what happened, and frankly, it shouldn't be something that concerns us. I know you appreciate how lucky we are to be a part of this project. It's not worth dying on this hill.
Yeah, but what if next time it's you? Huh? Or me?
Marv, come on.
Yeah, you want to put me down like an animal over a minor fucking hiccup? Give a speech at my memorial?
It's
not he's talking about Peter Tench.
Yeah, but we're not going to let that happen, are we? You know how I know? You're the fourth person I've had this conversation with. Nobody wants a repeat of what just happened. Listen, I know how stressful this is, but the best thing you can do now is just take a couple weeks off, give yourself a chance to process, and, you know, that'll show them that we can handle these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know, you're right. I think I just had to get that out of my system. I don't know what that was.
No, please, I get it. I think it's the right call. You gotta keep pushing forward, okay?
Yeah, and then they cover all the pitfalls. They walk back into the room.
Here, this is even...
They got the stretch wall.
Oh, wait, this is...
The floor that I would recommend venture at your own pace.
Yeah, because also, I didn't even think about this, but like no other video has these melted, like, surfaces like this.
Yeah. I think it's just showing another flavor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all of it, again. So if there's anything from the movie that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about, we've now covered all of the conversation we could have with the background of his previous series work here in front of us, like to provide context. I think it's interesting that no matter how many times I watch this, it's not quite the same flavor that the movie is. And I think the movie, you know, the movie is, like I said earlier, running parallel to this in a lot of ways, but it's not quite the same thing.
Which is, I don't know, I like it. I agree with this. I like that it's kind of running parallel, but also at the same time, like I said, like the like opening camera scene, you know, like the first guy in the movie just really, it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot, this is what I'm watching, this is what I was here for. But then it's like, yeah,
Ass is firmly seated in seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are planted.
I really don't even think I have any other comments. I feel like we really genuinely covered everything as well.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot more conversations about Kane's stuff now that he's hit a more mainstream audience. I don't want to be one of those people who came here to have the conversation, as soon or as fast as I could, because I obviously didn't. The timing didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. I was literally gone for the entire month leading up to the movie, and I did not have any time to work on editing all of those before the movie came out. So they're now coming out week by week after the movie came out. So like our second clip hasn't come out yet, but that one will come out this week, and then the conversation we're literally having right now is going to come out the week after that. So it's just like this is me doing my best to catch up on all the Backrooms material I currently have on my channel, even doing something as a wink wink nod nod surprise for the week after this airs. I just think that I hope Kane gets a better spotlight put on him. I hope people really do dive into his other stuff, which is why I went into Oldest View here.
Which also I like all of Oldest View except for this one.
Well, it's just showing how Kane had to remake the Giant so that he had a better understanding of how to digitally make it.
Oh, I see. I context wise, I never my brain's always just been like, what the fuck is this? Some guy making a mask,
No, everything is purposeful. There's a reason why Kane does things the way he does.
Well, because when I first watched this, it was before Rolling Giant was even out.
Yes.
So I feel like context I saw
because this is the second newest. I haven't even watched the newest thing on Kane's channel because it just doesn't look like something I'd be interested in.
I did recently.
The We Are Still Here.
Yeah,
stuff.
I did watch it, but it does feel like a different vibe from
everything
else.
It's analog. It's video game. I mean, he has said in his interviews that he wishes he could have put all of his time and effort into making a game because he would love to do that, but he knows that it's easier for him to make a movie because he can choose where it goes. It doesn't need to be open to interpretation. Creating a space for him to put a camera in is easier than putting a space for people to walk around.
Yeah, positioning where you're seeing shots from and stuff like that.
He's a big picture guy.
Because you can.
I don't think he's a good detail guy.
No, I think it would also be really difficult. I think one of the things that really interest me about Backrooms and liminal spaces is not even the monsters. It's I will be so entranced. Yeah, and I feel like I'm so entranced with just watching the footage of somebody meander through the Backrooms.
Well, I brought it up earlier. Have you seen the game Dream Core?
I haven't seen any gameplay though. Because it's
I just bought this. I just bought this game. And I'm gonna play it later, but it's literally a walking sim where you go through different liminal spaces.
Because there's a pool one, there's
a field with a house.
It's on my fucking Steam wish list, but same thing. I think that's very entertaining to me personally.
This doesn't even have any entities. This is just
that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even. I don't even think I would even play this. I would low-key just watch somebody go through this.
Well, that's crazy because I plan on playing it and putting it online.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so mentally satisfying. Synapses are being sent, and I'm just yes. I don't know. I just think that's what truly pulls me in for a lot of this stuff.
I think what gets me is the pure nostalgia vibes. I think.
Yeah.
But Kane wasn't even alive in the fucking 90s. Let that sit on your mind for a second.
Yeah.
He is grasping at a world he never knew, and that is a very,
But
I
it's an
think,
easy thing
courageous thing for him to do, because so much technology was still coming out at that time. Things were still being adapted at that time. Why is that what you want to focus on, other than
But that's
just the
also-
lens being very easy to manipulate?
But it's so well, yeah, exactly that. It's so easy to replicate this like fuzzy kind of
The
slightly
analog.
grainy, yeah. And it's there's how do I say this?
But then the entrance is so.
Like you know, if I wanted to shoot like the Fearson tapes or whatever the fuck, I'd get like a Super 8 camera or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to do like a very specific time age effects.
Sure, yeah.
But it's just so easy to
The
just like add a
filters.
little bit of film grain.
Yeah.
You know, because even all those like Blender like videos, right. of it, it's just throw the fucking film grain on and it looks normal.
Right.
Like,
I think that's a noble thing about what Kane's doing here, is that he's not he's never taking the easy way out. In my opinion, it
but
would
the
be
methods
very
are
easy for
an
him
easy way
to
to do
just
it and
continue shitting out Backrooms footage that never answers anything, that always just digs deeper in a completely different lateral direction. And his YouTube would be even more popular because he would just keep giving people what they want, which is just more of the same shit. He would be able to franchise it and fucking stamp it with his fucking seal of approval and just ship it out there. But he is not that kind of person.
Well,
He
but it's
very
also, like-
specifically waited until he had a producer that understood him and a team of people that understood him. And he's done multiple interviews where he's like, listen, I'm not going to name names, but other companies came to me first and they said, let's merchandise this. Let's capitalize on it. Let's stamp it. Let's seal it. Let's send it out to the people. And he said, no, thanks. It wasn't until A24 and a couple of the producers like Sean Levy and James Wan and Osgood Perkins, like, it wasn't until he started sitting down and actually making the movie with the money that these people gave him that he kind of sat down and actually talked to people like Osgood Perkins and his team at Phobos and, what's his face?
But like they're giving him like full reign, which is like, you know, like just something
100%.
that obviously
100%.
never fucking happens in like popular
someone
media.
like Mark Duplass has to come out and do like a fucking video where he's like live streaming and he's like, listen, people think that there was a shadow director, a ghost writer, a ghost
Yeah, just the
director
homie.
on this movie, and I'm here to tell you for a fact that that's why I thought that they were hiring me for this movie, because I can come in, I could play a bit part, and then I could also help with behind the scenes. Let me tell you, for a fact, I didn't have to do shit.
And it's awesome. Well, it's like even,
Osgood Perkins is sitting there saying the same thing. He's just like, listen, this kid is really smart. Everyone loved talking to him. They just wanted to know more. And he was only telling us as much as we needed to know. And we are here for it.
well, because I feel like I do give shit to Blumhouse and A24 quite often. But it's just, dude, A24 is like doing such nice things, and other like production companies are like trying to follow suit. So it's like even Obsession was the fucking Caveat guy,
Hokum.
whatever the fuck. Thank you. Like just stuff like that. Like they're really going for it, and if that means that.
Yeah, Hokum was A24. That was the first Damian McCarthy movie that was with a major studio. Oddity had a wide release, but it wasn't. Yeah, Oddity and Caveat both had releases, but it was the first time a major studio picked up something McCarthy's done.
And that's
McCarthy
crazy.
came from YouTube.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
just
huge, though.
another
Like,
example.
All the above is just huge, just because like I just said, I bitch about a lot of nonsense, but it's like there's
what brings
such
us
a lack
together.
of good content. Yeah, well, it's like there's such a lack of good content when it comes to the media over the past, probably since COVID. But it's like half the time people are like, "Oh, did you watch this anime?" I'm like, "No, I read the manga in like 3 days and it was great." You know, like I don't need to see other source material because I know it's probably going to be bad. So it's like when a new horror movie comes out, I'm like, I probably shouldn't even touch it.
You're really up here on your fucking pedestal, on your fucking soapbox now, dude.
It's just, I just need not like this terrible hand-fed content.
Oh, I hear you.
That happens so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like as of late, and I
think there's a weird thing going on in the cultural zeitgeist right now where we are being shown non-linear storytelling, non-dialogue driven storytelling, atmospheric storytelling, something like In a Violent Nature.
Yeah.
That something conceptually we never thought would have been possible somehow gets wide release and makes a ton of money and has a sequel coming out, like a fucking stealth drop, a sequel for next year. That blew my mind. Didn't think that was going to happen. But it's just like, we're being shown these different sides of things. And I think horror is one of those things where it's like, maybe it gets a bad rap because people don't give it, no one puts respect on its name.
Yeah.
Someone out there was already like, hey, I really hope Indy Navarrete from Obsession gets nominated for something.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're all looking at fucking Smile 2 and what Naomi Scott just did.
Fucking God.
And she was phenomenal in that. And you can't help but be like, well, why is this why is this always a fight?
Agreed.
Did we learn nothing? Did we learn nothing from
and
Sixth
that's exactly
Sense?
how I feel.
Did we learn nothing from Hereditary?
Well, I just feel like even because I say bad things, but like fucking Bring Her Back was probably like my favorite movie, horror movie. I would say even overall movie that I've seen in like some time.
Yeah, it was a 9 out of 10 for me.
Aside from the only other movie that I've seen recently that I like genuinely really fucking enjoyed actually was Good Luck, Don't Die.
Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Yeah, thank you.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Like, it just, that's all I need. Like, I watched that and I was like, oh my God, I feel like, I don't know, we've just fallen off as like good media, like content in the past like decade or so, and I just
and you know what
people love that like
I'm gonna explain it to you
shit stuff too.
I'm gonna explain it to you really simply, and it's a conversation I had while I was in Japan. I'm not always gonna come back with fucking wild philosophical takes about stuff that happened to me while I was in Japan, but one of them was follow me on this, follow me on where I'm going because I want to explain it a certain way. When I ordered some food in a restaurant in Japan, I noticed that it was maybe 1/3 of the cost of the same dish that would be sold in America. Mm-hmm. And I asked myself, okay, so if it's the same material, if it's the same cooking process, if it's the same food, if it's all the same ingredients, why is something in America sold for 2 to 3 times the amount of what it's sold for in Japan?
It's an import.
You want to know? No. You want to know the simple answer? Because you're willing to pay more for it.
That's unfortunately true.
In Japan, they're looking at the base level cost. They're looking at the manufacturing. They're looking at the export. They are looking at these things. You mentioned the import, but they're looking at what it takes and they're measuring that and they're saying, okay, well, this is what makes sense. It is the margin. In America, the margin is manipulated. We are looking at a movie ticket cost for a movie theater versus a streaming cost for what it means to be a subscriber, and we're looking, at a pretty analogous view between these two ways to consume things, and we're asking ourselves, well, what is the acceptability rate of someone who's digesting their material? Okay, well, maybe we're accepting too much shit, Glitch.
Yes.
is what I'm trying to say. Is what if we're the ones who are taking more shit because we can?
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I think this has also been a moderate complaint that I genuinely have about like consumption of content as well. It's like you just kind of just take it because that's the only thing there, you know.
100%. 100%.
But when then something actually good comes out, I'm like, oh my fucking god.
And I'm glad we're seeing that right now. I'm glad we're seeing Backrooms be the first, you know, not the first A24 film, but no, maybe it is. It is the first to go over 100 million in an opening time frame. Because Marty Supreme is the highest A24 to ever sell. Mm-hmm. But even that was close to 200. I think this is going to blow that out of the water. We're not even halfway through its theatrical run, and it's still over. It's over what Marty did in opening weekend. So
but it's also like the context difference between like, this might be a bad metaphor,
comparison.
But because I think like slasher movies tend to get like pumped out like nonsense, right?
Well, they used
but, like,
to.
Well, I even whatever the story, generic
because they were cheap
horror movies.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah.
But like before Backrooms, like I'm even seeing over the bottom right the myhouse.wad, like the Doom mod.
Oh
like,
yes, yeah.
It's just like what other like liminal-esque space content, like whenever I've ever talked about anything liminal, I always immediately go to House of Leaves.
Yeah, damn.
Between House of Leaves and now, what has really been like No End House maybe, like there's very much
creepypastas I could point you to, but yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
it's
books.
Not like
there's books
at
I could
the
point
front.
you to.
Yes,
yeah.
But that's the thing. There's no front face movies or like video media content.
I would draw that to
let
it
me
being
pull back.
Well, no, all that I was going to say is
commonplace.
it's because it's hard.
Yeah, and I'm not
That's
saying
all
it's
I
wrong.
wanted to say is that not because it's impossible, but because it's very hard to adapt.
Because it's even.
I would go as far as saying I think House of Leaves is impossible to adapt.
Oh yeah, I don't think that would even be a possibility
How do you
of making it.
You need a 10-hour
okay.
TV series to try to do that justice.
This is where I'm turning it around though. Because it's difficult. It's like why Junji Ito has been an insanely difficult problem to bring a fucking manga to
anime form.
Video media. Yeah. And I think things need to stop doing things
it can't translate
in
style.
Weird mediums. Yeah.
Style can't
it's why I also generally like
what they should have done is jumped entire mediums.
Correct.
I think if they wanted to adapt Uzumaki, they should have done it in live action.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only jump that I'm here
have
for.
You seen was it Girl from Nowhere? I think they did a Tomie. Jump, but it's clearly not the same.
That's
like,
what I mean,
realm,
though. Like I would want it to be closer. Well. Okay.
Like
I didn't know that.
It keeps the core vibes of what like the whole character of Tomie is.
Yeah.
Of just like this fucking
the big swings.
Whatever, this girl. Yeah. But it's exactly this is a content that I'm like happy that something like this is being like I don't know. I was gonna make a stupid jump and be like, it's why I'll read Chainsaw Man and not. And like I haven't even seen a single episode of the anime.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's bad. I just think it's like line work, like the artwork just doesn't transfer over in some ways, so my brain just like doesn't like it.
I hear you.
And it's
and that's where I'm gonna call you a fussy little baby.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You fussy little child.
It's the same thing. Like I'll watch an anime and
I'll watch
a car, a CGI car in there every once in a while. But it's like when you do half of the fucking show in like shit CGI, and like nobody tried, you know, it tends to lose feeling and like meaning, you know. So it's like if you're gonna shit out a bunch of really only okay horror movies where there's a bunch of continuity errors and like you just hate the characters and you don't know why you actually are supposed to like anybody, like
then what are we really doing here?
Yeah, exactly. And it felt nice to go to a movie and still just watch a movie and not just be kind of disgusted when I left.
It also felt great to sit down and actually be like relatively entranced in what the movie's trying to do. Like, I don't know the last time, like, I didn't even talk about my movie experience. Oh my God. I'm going to end this in about 18 minutes. So give me like 10 to rant.
Yeah.
I want to hit the 3-hour mark and then I want to stop recording because I have to take a shit. So listen, here's what needs to be said, right?
Okay.
So I get home from Japan and I had bought tickets for Backrooms the week before I left for Japan. It was like 3 weeks ahead of time. And I bought them for me and 5 of my friends. One of which was my girlfriend, which is one of my best friends, and then another one of my best friends and his wife. So the plan is we're all going to go out and see it together. We're all very excited about it. If my buddy's wife is coming, then she's also excited about it, which is rare. So this is already hitting a wider audience than just me. You know, this is something my girlfriend is interested in. This is something my friend's wife is interested in. And that's something like they weren't even all that interested in seeing something like Obsession. They were more interested in Backrooms. So that's what we're hitting. That's the vibe we're going into. And I'm hyping this up. I'm excited. I'm ready. You know, we had just recorded both of these prior 2 episodes before I left for Japan. You know, I have all this in the back of my mind. I'm seeing early reviews and test screenings and people coming out with their thoughts. I'm trying not to spoil anything for myself. I sit down in that theater and behind me, to put it kindly, is a couple of autistic kids and their parents. And I shit you not, Glitch, these kids talk throughout the entire goddamn movie. I turned 2, maybe 3 times and let out a big old shh because they would not shut the fuck up. And that is where I will say, people, like, you need to rein yourselves in a little bit. This is not Five Nights at Freddy's. This is not fucking Amazing Digital Circus. This is A24 analytical liminal horror. You can't come in here with your fucking Full Metal autism energy and be fucking talking about the goddamn Fly 5 minutes after it's shown on the screen. You just can't.
No.
And this is a message to all the fucking autistic YouTube fans that I have, to let them know that they need to behave themselves when they're out in public, because they ruined that fucking experience for me that I had been looking forward to for months. I sat down in that theater and I couldn't even hear certain scenes because they were just talking the entire fucking time. And the dad was like humoring them. The dad was like talking back, like having a fucking conversation. I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay. So I turned to my buddy at the end of the movie and I'm like, why didn't you say anything?
Actual theaters.
Yeah. I was like, why didn't you say anything? And he's like, I sensed the tism. And then, I turned around and I got a good look, and it's like a family of 4 or 5, and one of them was younger, one of them was more teenage, and there was absolutely something going on there. And I got really mad, and I just started sitting there and I was like, This is a babies on an airplane conversation. Like this is like you. I said it really meanly, and I might cut this, but I probably won't. This is like bringing a retard to the opera. Like it's I died on the inside a little bit saying it because I was just like, you can't.
I hurt myself.
I hurt myself today by taking a retard to the opera. No, it's just like I'm not saying certain audiences can't interact with the things they care about. I'm saying that you need to fucking behave yourselves because you're giving the audience a bad name, a bad rap.
Well,
like
because how I feel
getting
about
fucking
this as well.
PTSD flashbacks to Steven Universe. You know,
I'm genuinely a yapper. Like if me and Hannah are watching a movie, as soon as it's like stupid
in a theater,
I'm not gonna shut the fuck up. No, like at home.
That's what I mean.
In the theater,
There's a difference.
Never talk.
That's the thing, though, is like this family could have stayed at home.
But it's like also this movie specifically, I don't think I said a single word during this movie.
That's
like,
I didn't.
The
second time I saw it, a pin could have dropped in that theater. Hey. The second time I saw this movie with a different group of people, a pin could have dropped in that theater and everyone would have been able to hear it, because not a single fucking person made a peep. And that's how that movie needs to be viewed. It needs to be viewed so that you can understand everything that's being said and everything that's being heard, and you have the time to process it. I can't process shit when I got some chick gabbing in my fucking ear.
Well, it's also all of this content, all of Kane Pixels content on YouTube. Like we talked over the first one, we talked over the second one, like commentary and stuff. But like, if you as a human being have the chance to like sit in a dark toned room, pull this up, put headphones on, and genuinely watch all this by yourself in silence, it's so much more immersive.
I hope this is not people's first time seeing any of this.
Yeah,
I want this to be people who've already experienced this material and already like our channels and just want to come and see what we have to say about it. This has been nothing but commentary and discussion.
Well, it's also like really hard to take some of these things seriously. In the right context. You pave the path for being goofy in the moment, and it's like, some of this you really just need to fucking just like sit down by yourself and really just fucking watch it. Yeah.
Lock in.
Like when I watched this with homies a while ago, like maybe a week, not even a week before we like actually started going over all these again, I showed some homies some of the highlighted ones of these, and the commentary got so out of control. Like we were just making fun of the shit left and right. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, dude, when I sat here, watched this by myself, it's
a different experience.
180 flip. Like, it just, when you have the sound up, you're fucking watching this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even like this little scene. Like,
I would say Rolling Giant needs to be oldest view into Rolling Giant. That like 58 minutes of footage needs to be taken dry and hard. Bite the pillow.
No, I agree though, because it's just not, I don't know. There are certain movies that I always will suggest to like, go watch this shit by yourself.
Listen, if the entire audience had been hooting and howling, I'm gonna scratch it up to being wrong place, wrong time. But this was opening Friday night at 7 p.m. in the biggest multiplex in my 30-mile radius, and I picked a front row 3 weeks, like front row of middle section, so that you have the railings that you could kick your feet up on. I picked the specific seats that I always pick for a movie I'm excited about in a specific theater, and I picked those seats fucking 3 weeks in advance, and I go and I sit down, and some fucking Timmy is sitting behind me, just fucking yapping the entire movie, and it ruined it for me.
I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but like this is also because this is such a movie that I felt like I needed to go also watch this in theaters. Like I could have just pulled up a bootleg, but like there's certain movies that you need to see in that atmosphere, you know, like that environment.
As
But
someone
it's also
who
like,
has a movie subscription and constantly goes to the movies just as their happy place to take in all types of media, no matter the size, genre, theme, or export, I will say if you're in a movie theater and the consensus is that you should shut the fuck up, then you should shut the fuck up.
But I think also what throws me out of why I got it. This seems always there's just like personal reasons why I don't go to theaters, because I feel like if I do get a movie that I even really like and people aren't shutting the fuck up, I'm gonna fucking hate my entire time there.
Anyway.
I don't recall that.
I had to stop for it.
What the fuck?
Horse.
Wait, I don't even recall that.
Well, now you do.
A 5 second fucking clip. I don't know. I'm very also wary about seeing things in theaters because I rather just wait and just watch it on my TV at home, because I know that I'll be able to have like.
I mean, you are
my
a smart
environmental
individual who makes
situation.
smart decisions about how he likes to consume his media. I don't blame you for that. I am
But
auteur
again,
who prefers to see everything in theaters with a big old bucket
that's
of
what I'm saying,
popcorn
like,
on his lap.
But there are so many things that I feel are needed to be watched in like a cinematic setting, and this is definitely one of them. You know, if I don't know, if I feel like I watched this at home, I probably would have like deep dived into it too hard, and then I would have started picking it apart before the movies even like really started, you know? But yeah. As soon as somebody would start yapping, I would be like, nah, I'm just gonna leave the theater.
It's wild because like if I hadn't had my girlfriend to my left, my one of my best friends to my right, and then you know a couple other people to our left, like I think I would have said something, and I would have said something earlier than how I did or how I felt, because it got to the point where it made me unimaginable. Yeah. It made me unimaginably angry.
You're more highly focused on that.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. That's why I'm always 50-50 on that kind of shit. Because I do want to like go see things in theaters, and I think certain movies really deserve it. But it's, you know, I just feel like if exactly what you're saying, if you miss the beat, you're like wrong place, wrong time. I should just go. I should just try this again later.
I mean, yeah, and it affected me enough that I was like, I need to go see this again.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be done.
I feel that.
And so I'm very happy to say that when I went back and watched it again, I had a much better viewing experience. My second time in a much smaller theater closer to my house, much more intimate, better seats, better sound system. It's just everything was improved by me just kind of taking a couple steps back. And you know, maybe it's the hype. It's easy for anyone to get kind of you know, drawn into the hype and let the hype consume you, let the hype train choo-choo, all aboard, we're riding the hype train. I've been known to be a conductor of the hype train from time to time. Don't get me wrong. I just think
get a train or two.
I just think that there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm sitting down, I'm watching Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in theaters, and I'm surrounded by 13-year-olds who are talking the entire time. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but that's
I don't give a
almost par
fuck.
for the course.
That's what I mean.
know?
It's time and place. It's something I understood going into it. Every time I've
like a goofy
consumed
slasher
Backrooms
movie,
content,
I
it's
expect
always
somebody
been super analytical. I am locked in. I am watching this shit outside of these literal recordings with you, but it's just like that's the atmosphere that content exudes.
Demands almost.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like the last thing I expect is to sit down in a theater and have some fucking kid behind me talking about dumb shit the entire time.
Well,
asking
even,
dumb
I would
questions.
say, like, low-key, even if, like, one person during the movie while I was watching this was like, yeah, Backrooms, I'd be like,
I'll rip
like,
your fucking esophagus out.
Like, it just, I don't know. I don't disagree with that, though. I think this very much is a movie that really demands your time and attention. And if you're not providing it, you might not even enjoy your time even watching it.
No, and I didn't. I missed so much stuff that first viewing that I was like, I missed what was being said.
Yeah.
I missed what was being represented. I missed, my...
I don't think I've ever read this.
And there's Kane doing God's work.
He's twerking with God?
And then it ends, and then we get one last little shot of Mr. Guy in the woods, or is that a different clip? No,
I don't think I've actually seen that video at all, actually.
Oh, it's the ending. It's the one where he survives.
But I don't think I actually.
So clip number 3 is where he falls and dies. Clip number 5 is the one where he survives.
Alternative ending.
This is it literally it's.
Oh my god.
It's him dead. It's him dead on the ground where the mall used to be, and then the giant kind of gives him a second chance. I've interpreted that way. Is that, maybe there's a misunderstanding, and this time he gets out. Instead of the bar falling away, instead of the giant moving here and aggressing, the giant's already gone. Its can is already off to the side here. Well, yeah, it's on like a fucking trash can or something. Yeah. So he crosses the threshold here. There's its can. And he goes all the way back. He goes all the way back up out the stairs. And gets out. And goes home.
And then the last one is literally just
because this one is about how the rolling giant was created, and then this is how the mall. The site.
Yeah.
How he got the sizing down, how he got the blueprints for it, how he went to talk about the space now that the space is gone.
Okay, I've definitely seen this one, actually.
Yeah. And then this is the last known footage before the mall was taken down. That he used a lot of this to render what eventually became.
Wait, but isn't there another one that like more recently came out, or is this?
No, that's all 6.
Okay. No, but didn't he in general make a recent one? Yeah, go to lead us. Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, people still live here. This is what I haven't watched yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
The people still live here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different type of thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I ain't very Fruitiger.
Like, it's a different kind of liminal. Like this, it's all under the guise of a fake video game. It's very Pets Cop.
Oh.
My goodness, that is just magnificent work.
What do you mean? I'm just playing. You're just playing.
So
Myst.
like this is
What's
Kane.
happening?
This is Kane making a video game that doesn't exist. This is him doing a Pets Cop, in my opinion. So, haven't dug into that yet because I've wanted to give these two things a lot of love. I also want to give his music channel a lot of love too, because If you just put on his music, you will have an existential crisis. You will have a personality shift in real time.
Wait, go to his music? I didn't even know that he made music.
He's done all the music for Backrooms, and he did most of it for the movie, too.
Interesting.
Wait. All of the music in the Backrooms is him.
Wait, does he have a channel specifically just for his
music? He
does.
Yes.
Look that bitch out. Yeah, that sounds simple.
Not Kane Pixels. It's not Kane Pixels. It's his music.
Son.
Yeah, Mr. Giant.
Okay. I'm about to pop this on in the background actually later.
It's some weird stuff. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna make you have a panic attack.
Bro, that's fine. Wait, these are crazy, actually. Okay. I didn't even know about this. I also didn't know that he actually made the music for everything.
Yes.
That's kind of wild.
Dude is too talented.
Yeah, really.
He needs to step off.
I mean, even too, have you seen like his original like Attack on Titan content?
Yes, of course I have.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. I don't want him to make Attack on Titan content.
Oh no, God no! I don't.
He is not the right.
Those words have not come out of my mouth. It's just more of just the talent is definitely there, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, this is crazy, actually. What the fuck?
I'm trying to find the one. I think it might be Threshold.
Mr. Robot.
He loves Mr. Robot. It's one of the
the
only things he listens to and talks about like a lot.
Okay.
He loves Mr. Robot. He loves the music. He loves the show.
Really crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to go down this fucking rabbit hole.
There's a lot of really good ones in here, but you can find where some of the music from both the series and the movie.
Oh, I see.
Come from. Now, he did have a little bit of help with the writing and the music in the movie, but he did do a lot of it himself.
Okay. Even just these thumbnails are kind of killer too.
Oh yeah. You know, if Kane does anything, he does it hard. So you gotta give him that. So yeah, give a shout out. I follow him on my main channel, not on my side one. But
I'm about to fuck with that.
Give Kane Pixels and not Kane Pixels a look. And there we go. We recorded something along the lines of 9 to 10 hours worth of just you and I talking about this dude and all his shit. So I hope it very quickly became something that people were absolutely interested in hearing our opinion about, because the video already has a bunch of more views than I thought it was going to have. So very happy to see that, because I think this is one of the only times where I will strike where the iron is hot. So I'm usually not that timely about this stuff.
Well, even I don't know. I've definitely stressed myself over video edits. I'm trying to get something done before like a certain game is coming out or something. But
which is why I really don't edit these.
But it's worth it.
Well, that's the easy part is I don't.
Well, that's my problem. That's why you were like, "Are you going to edit this?" I was like, "Fucking maybe." I don't. I probably shouldn't spend like 80 to 100
If it's an eventuality, I'd understand it. But I'd to the same level as your dear David. No, I don't think so. And I don't blame you.
I literally have like 3 other. I was gonna release a fucking Silent Hill fucking F video when that first came out because I destroyed the game.
You played it
I'm
10
only, like,
times, and
halfway
you never
fucking-
once
yeah.
put any footage of it up on your channel.
Yeah, I know because
Dude.
I'm like multiple hours, like halfway into a video, half done editing, and I spent too much time editing, and then I started the fucking Dear David fucking video, and then I just put that on the back burner. I'm like, God damn it, I need to fucking.
Hey, it came out really well. Multiple people have checked it out and been like, damn, this is really good. Yeah. I know it's good when even my girlfriend watches it. Because she doesn't watch a lot of stuff on my channel, but she watched that. So
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was fun too.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Shout out to Glitch Blob. Everyone get over to his channel. Check out his shit. Make sure you check out the Dear David deep dive that he and I did. Also 2.5 hours long. I think this is gonna be the start of what will eventually drive me to put our Spooky Splashes stuff up on YouTube. Because I have years worth of material sitting on my YouTube of you and I just talking about so many other things, and I didn't think it was ever going to be like podcast-able,
come out to fruition,
but
though.
YouTube-able
Yeah.
is where I just started putting this stuff out.
I really do wish that I still had, because my last computer pooped itself like 5 or so years back, but I had fucking everything recorded, and I was going to do like a big like hyper video, and I wish I backed some of that shit up.
Did you accept this as a collaboration on your channel yet? Because I sent you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Let's check his. Let's check
Should
his.
be on the bottom.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was gonna call you out.
No. I definitely got the email, and I saw it like a night before, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'll click it tomorrow.
All right. So everyone give a look to Glitch Blob. Everyone give a look to Kane Pixels, not Kane Pixels, Kane Parsons. Go check out Backrooms now in theaters. All that good stuff.
Also, check out lots of podcasts.
Yeah, I'll never not shout out myself. But also, if you're broke, just go watch it online.
Yeah, really.
Just go get a bad bootleg.
Don't use whatever the fuck that is. Don't use
kidding.
that link.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No, do this.
Go see it in theaters like a good boy or girl or non-binary.
No, honestly, you should.
Because it deserves to be seen in theaters.
I mean, like I said, I haven't seen a movie in fucking years, like in theaters.
It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years since I've seen the Titanic.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I'm gonna go take a shit.
Okay. I hope your poop goes through you well.
That's nice of you, actually.
I was like, I don't know if that was terrible or not. Okay.
Goodbye.